Hello people of the internet, it is I, Dragon here, back with more FSN Remaster, where today we are moving on to day 15 of Heaven's Feel. We have to be getting close to the end at this point. I'm pretty sure 15 is the longest a route has gone. It might be 16, I honestly don't remember. But, Heaven's Feel is dense, and based on the movies, it's gonna be denser still in these upcoming day, maybe 2 days. We'll find out. But if you are watching this on the YouTube, please be sure to like this video, comment down below if you have anything to say at all, subscribe to the channel, it would definitely help out, shows that you support me, and it does support me, or rather, shows you like me, and lets you know when new videos come out, is all I'm trying to say. And if you want to catch me live, you can check the description down below, where there are links to the Twitch and Discord, where you can follow or join to get those live notifications. But without further ado, let us begin. I will say, though, at this current rate of play, if day 16 is the final day, then Heaven's Feel will technically be done the day after Christmas. Based on current release scheduling. I mean, these are going to be published after the whole route is pretty much done, and I'm pretty sure I started recording the route back in, like, October? Maybe even sooner than that? No, probably, like, yeah, actually October makes sense, thinking about it. So, I've got a lot of backlog to work through. But, here we go. Time to make a final choice. It's clear who will win this battle. No, it would be more accurate to say that it was decided long ago. This conclusion was ordained from the moment I lost her. Seba. Shiro choosing to go after it is the most difficult path of all. Please keep that in mind. The girl who fought by your side and acted as your sword until the very end said that. On the night you parted ways, you promised her that you'd go on fighting by yourself to put a stop to this shadow and this war. You went through hell. You survived it for a reason. You're still alive for a reason. You didn't miraculously survive while everyone else died. They all gave up their lives so that one person might live. Okay, I'm just saying it now. Shiro, that is some superiority complex to such a high degree. You are not that important, Shiro. I'm just saying. You are not that important, man. You hated that. To break that reality, you told yourself that you had to become a righteous hero who saves everyone. You don't know what his tears meant. He destroyed the Holy Grail, rejected what he'd been fighting for, and desperately dug through the rubble to find a survivor. No matter what he was thinking, his tears saved you and showed you a new path. It became a lonely path. He showed you a dream as he walked ahead of you, and then he died. Good. That's a relief. Kiritsugu Emiya took the sins he never atoned for to his grave. He couldn't save anyone, so he wanted you to become someone who could save others. Except he really didn't. Shiro Emiya is just a bit messed up here. If you're going to deny everything you are, you'll be judged for that sin. You know that. You spent your entire life trying to redeem yourself. You've killed yourself for the last 10 years, believing in that idea. Your dead self just keeps nibbling away at your living self, like worms eating a corpse. And this is the last embodiment of your sin. It's pointless to mourn a saint. As long as Archer's arm is attached to you, it will devour you and force you to atone. It'll bring you a ghastly fate worse than death. Just cut it off. Yes, even if you were to lose your life that hangs by a thread, you will not simply die. And yet, why? You know as well that I do that you can only choose to save one person, not everyone. For a long, long time, that girl searched for her father with only vengeance in her heart. When you asked her to move in with you, she smiled sadly. She told you it wasn't possible. The two of us cannot live long together. And that's why. Bye. It's been fun, big brother. I don't know what that sound is supposed to be. This is the final choice. Will you? Okay, I have to make a save here, and I've got to overwrite an old save. I mean, it said final replay, and the description of this was to make a final choice. I kind of doubt it's the true final choice, but still, I was not expecting a choice right away. Okay, I could have overwritten the day 15 start of day save. I'm dumb. But, a choice we do have. I don't need my mouse on. So, I'm trying to remember the context of what's going on right now. If memory serves, Shiro passed out after trying to chase after Sakura. No. Yeah. After trying to chase after Sakura, who's taking Ilya, Salter rose and was told to make sure they don't get followed. Shiro tried to follow. Ryder stopped him. Sakura got mad because Ryder betrayed her. Lots of stuff like that. So, obviously saving Sakura and taking Ilya back is the right choice here. Is this a dead end? I mean, starting the stream off with a dead end sounds like it could be fun. So, yeah, let's say Shiro's been broken by this. He's broken. I can't see any meaning or purpose in standing back up. I close my eyes as if to fall asleep. There is no future left. My Holy Grail War ends here. I was never a part of it to begin with. Bad end. Okay, I mean bad end and not dead end. I mean, that was kind of obvious. Shiro Emiya giving up. Pfft. He's a stubborn fool who never would. He probably doesn't even know the meaning of the word. You. Spineless cretin. Oh, Shiro just got nuked. Rejected. Go back to the last choice right now and do it over. I don't remember raising you to be such a wimp, Shiro. Yeah. Go save me right now. Exactly. We're reaching the endgame and a non-stop roller coaster is waiting for you. There are 4 Tiger Dojos left. You've gotten this far, so make a straight charge for the ending without getting killed. You tell him, Master. I'll be a little lonely, but you need to man up if you're gonna make it to the end. Well said, Disciple number 1. Good hunting, my friends. 4 Tiger Dojos left, eh? Okay. Good to know. So 4 bad ends remain. I'm trying to think of when they might be. I mean, I have a good feeling of when they might be, but we'll find out. But we're gonna save Sakura and take Ilya back. So save both of them, you know? Shiro's that psychedelic. Shiro is that kind of stubborn. Of course I will. So what if she's won? I'm not giving up just because of that. I commend your spirit. It appears you won't need the hospital after all. Huh? Why are you here, Kotomene? I'd like to ask the same. Someone dumped you and Rin on my front door. I wanted to leave you there since you aren't adorable enough to adopt, but you are both in critical condition. It wouldn't do for a church to have corpses rotting on the doorstep, so I had no choice but to treat you. I mean, that's a fair point, you know. Even if they were actual corpses, I'm sure that the proper thing for a church to do would be to prepare them for burial, notify the authorities, all that kind of stuff. I reorient to my surroundings. This is the chapel of Kotomene's church. Nothing feels wrong with my body. I was drained dry of my strength when Sakura's shadow swallowed me, but I'm recovering now. I passed out in the backyard. Tosaka probably did too. So it stands to reason that Ryder carried us here. Ryder doesn't have any way to heal an injured human. As far as she knows, Kotomene is the only one who could help us. How much time has passed? The time right now is... It's past 3 o'clock in the morning. You've been sleeping for about 12 hours since you arrived. 12 hours? That's half a day! Captain Obvious! I stand up from the pew I was laying on. This is no time to be taking a nap. Kotomene, where's Tosaka? She was on the ground with me. Rin is resting in the Tosaka home. You were only physically drained, but she had her magical energy sucked dry to the bone. It would normally take her 7 days to recover, but she's taking well to Tosaka's soil. If all goes well, she should regain consciousness tomorrow. Alright. It isn't life-threatening then? No, the Earth there is special, with very particular ley lines running beneath it. It is said that vampiric species laid to rest on that very soil. As the Tosaka heir, Rin should recover her impudence if you bury her for a night. Aww, Kotamine. I think I just heard something really wild, but I won't pry into it. I don't think Rin is actually part vampire at all. Because vampires aren't technically a thing, they're dead apostle ancestors, and it would be very obvious if Rin was the descendant of one. I'll just hope he didn't literally bury her alive. Fine, thanks for help. I'm gonna leave the church. I know what I need to do. I'll chase Sakura. I'll bring Ilya and Sakura back. I'll protect the people I love. So what if the war is all but lost? I still have the strength to fight. I can't let myself stop here. Oh, he's just leaving. There's no time. I'm gonna be pressed for time even though I'm just going home to arm myself. No, the opponent isn't someone I can beat with any weapons I might find at home. Sakura and Saber. Also, Zaukin an assassin. If Zaukin is after Ilya, then he has all the pawns in his hand. And where do you think you're going, Shiramiya? I have not quite grasped the situation. Ilya protected us and went with Sakura. She said they needed to go to her castle to get her dress. I don't know what dress she's talking about, but I just know that I need to get to the castle. A dress, and Sakura Moto is your enemy now. And the outcome of the Holy Grail War is all but certain. I hate to admit it, but Kotamine is right. Zaukin and Sakura. Sakura's unquestionably the superior master, but she can't defy Zaukin's will. I don't know what she plans to do with Ilya, but it's over for her. It's over for her if she runs into Zaukin. No matter what Sakura does to oppose him, he can take control of her with the crestworms inside her body. Right, never mind that. Why are you following me? It is too heavy a burden for you alone. I cannot stand idly by if Ilya's veil has been taken. What? His reply shocks me to a halt. I'm a little... Why is Kotamine concerned about Ilya being taken? Because, I mean, he's going to get his grail from Sakura. So what? Why is he concerned about Ilya? I honestly don't know. What did this guy just say? Too heavy a burden. Are you going to help me? Do you disapprove? You're up against the strongest faction in this war. You should be thanking me right now, given that Rin is indisposed. I don't have a problem with it. I'm not complaining about having help on my side, but... Why? You shouldn't have any reason to help me. Of course, this is an exceptional case. I wouldn't want you thinking that I will continue to help you once Ilya's veil is rescued. You and I will ultimately never see eye to eye. Then... It is a simple alignment of interests. Moreover, all my servants fell to her. Is that not reason enough? There is no lie in Kotamine's words. A lot has happened between us, but he hasn't lied to me once so far. You would have to give me another choice right away, wouldn't you? We've already seen all the possibilities of this one, so I'm going to overwrite this bad end, because, again, we've already kind of seen all the possibilities. Now, as for this decision, another decision right off the bat. Alright, I'm trying to think here. I'm trying to draw back to my memories of the movie. I'm working with some meta-knowledge here. And I want to say that Shiro, in the movies at least, Shiro does go to Kotamine for help. And I want to say he gets black keys out of the deal between the two of them. I want to say that's what happens. That or I'm mixing up Oath Under Snow, which is possible. You know, Oath Under Snow, great fate work. Very great. So... I want to say he would accept, but I don't know if he I mean, per the movies, obviously it wouldn't show right away. And I mean, I'm almost sure he accepts in the movies. And but knowing what happens later on, refusing would make sense as well. I'm gonna take a gamble here. Again, I'm almost positive he goes to Kotomene for help in the movies. So, refusing the help here might be another bad end. It would be, you know, poetic to a degree if the 4 remaining bad ends are back to back to back. So, I'm gonna refuse. Forget it. You're Sakura's enemy. I can't trust you to watch my back. I mean, there is also actual justification as well for Shiro not to trust Kotomene. Although he's not really Sakura's enemy, he's Shiro's enemy. I see. I thought I would be of help. Pity. I'm streaming, I can't talk. I don't know if my phone even picked that up. Yeah, I'm streaming, I can't talk. Stop blinking out, phone. See, I thought I would be of help. A pity. The priest stops following me. I can't afford to stop here. I need to catch up to Sakura as soon as possible. It just occurred to me, I'm pretty sure I got a call during an FGO stream one of these recent times that I said I was going to cut out, and then I didn't take care of it. All my FGO stuff has been uploaded. Huh. That's annoying. It's dawn by the time the taxi arrives at the forest. If you think it's sketchy for a high schooler to be taking a taxi at 3 AM, imagine him asking you to drop him off in some woods outside of town. After hailing no less than 12 cabs, I finally find a driver willing to take me. The sun is starting to rise by the time I arrive at the forest entrance. It looks like it might be a package outside, so I might need to go and get that just to make sure porch pirates don't get it. This is my second time in these woods. I rely on my memory to find the Einsburn Castle. I couldn't reach it last time I was here. On the way to the castle, I ran into Ilya, fleeing the shadow. I check my left arm. I'm streaming. I will get it. Thank you. Bye. Let me hang up, phone. Okay, I'm gonna just keep getting calls until I get it, so I'm going to be right back. I'm gonna just have to run an ad or something for a minute. Okay. I'm back, I think. Is the ad done? Yeah, the ad's done. No idea how long I was gone, comparatively, but I'm back. Good gracious. Hopefully my phone didn't ring in the middle of all that again. Doesn't look like it did. Alright. It's completely different since the last time I was here. I was helpless as the shadow nearly slaughtered me. That hasn't changed. I have no way to beat Sakura. No, the shadow. And it has Saber on its side, too. Shiro, just stop separating the two. Sakura and the shadow are one and the same, man. If I run into them, I'm done. The only way to take Ilya back is to ambush them. I need to retrieve Ilya without Sakura noticing me. In that case, what should I do? How should I deal with Sakura now that she's changed? How can I turn her back into the Sakura I used to know? I don't have an answer. All I can do is follow after them as quickly as I can. Yeah, you know, you're just 12 hours behind. Also, it is a very bright forest for, like, 3 a.m. I see a familiar place. It's been a little over 2 hours since I entered the woods. Okay, maybe a little bit of sunlight at 5 a.m. makes sense, maybe. I'll hold my breath on that. The sun is already well over the horizon, but the forest is still shrouded in fog. Last time, this was as far as I went. If the visions Ilya showed me are true, then I should be at the castle soon. Almost there. Just a little more until I enter enemy territory. Hey, the castle's intact. I get through the forest. I'm in a circular clearing in the vast sea of trees. The castle I saw through Ilya's eyes towers over the forest, just as I remember. There's no sign of anyone around. It's strange that there's no guards on the castle walls, to say nothing of the castle, but I can't turn back now just because this might be a trap. Going through the front gate is out of the question. If I'm going to sneak in, then I should use a window on the second floor or higher. I'll head around back. Push comes shove, I'll use the back door. There isn't anyone guarding the back of the building. I climb up to a sturdy-looking tree and break in from the second floor. Well, break a window as I jump into the building. The castle is deathly silent even after my violent entry. Are they not even paying attention? Maybe they don't seem as a threat, or maybe Zalkin and Sakura might have already left. That would explain the lack of any security. It's already been a full day since Sakura took Ilya away. I don't know why they came out here, but they had plenty of time to finish whatever they came to do. Now, there's someone here, plus the castle is filled with a bizarre aura. An overwhelming torrent of magical energy coils around my skin like fog. There's no doubt. This magical energy belongs to the version of Sakura I saw at my house, with those strange markings taking over her body. It's getting thicker the lower I go. Sakura's on the first floor. I could look for the stairs down, but I should find Ilya first. Shiro, if you can feel her energy, she can feel yours, man. I'm screwed if Sakura's with her, but she might be imprisoned somewhere in the castle. I need to get her out of here before our showdown with Sakura. None of the castle doors or gates are locked. I go from the second floor to the third, then the fourth. I search every nook and cranny for any sign of Ilya. Now I'm deep within the fourth floor. I step into a room that looks like a warehouse. It's different from the rest. Hey, this is where Ku died in a different route. Ilya, are you there? I call out in a hushed voice. There are things scattered everywhere, making it hard to see. Maybe this is a storage room. If Ilya isn't here, then I can only presume she's on the first floor with Sakura. Who's there? I whirl around at the sound of footsteps. Someone steps through the door. Hey, it's one of the maids! It's a familiar-looking woman in a white dress. Oh, you're Ilya's other caretaker, whom she calls Sella. Welcome home, Master Emiya. My mistress says she will not be meeting you. Wait, you mean Ilya? Please address her as Lady Ilyasvale. You have no right to be so familiar with her. I'm taken aback by her icy tone. That is all my mistress told me to relay to you. If you value your life, then hurry. You'll die if you stay here, Master Emiya. Sella gives me a courteous farewell bow. Hey, wait, hold on, Sella. Sella stops and looks at me. She seems surprised that I used her name. Was there anything else? I must decline to provide you with the locations of my mistress or your friend. I was asked only to deliver a message. Sella cuts me off, coolly. Seeing the way she acts, I falter. I gasp, but not because of her attitude. They're so similar. I'm not sure why I think so, but Sella resembles Ilya. Her face, demeanor, build, and age are all different, but I can't help but see them as sisters. They're homunculi, dude. If that is all, then farewell. I ask that you do not waste Lady Ilyasvale's goodwill. It's not like that, Sella. I'm here to help Ilya, but I don't want to cause trouble for you. It's your job to take care of her, right? Then you know that we need to rescue her from this castle. You forget your place. But you are correct. As you say, my mistress must escape this place as soon as possible. Yeah, so just tell me where. I cannot do that. Even if I told you, it would be futile. Sella quietly leaves. Wait, I'm dead. It happens in an instant. A pitch-black dagger flies at me from where Sella was just standing. I stagger. Blinded by the pain, I retreat to the window. In front of me, assassin? Assassin! Floats a white skull mask. I feel for the window with my hand. But what will I do if I find it? This is the 4th floor, and there's a knife deep in my chest. I'm losing so much blood that I probably won't even last another minute. You actually came alone, you despicable fool. I'm not like my Lord Mage. I will put you out of your misery quickly. I wrench myself toward the windowsill. I don't care that I'm on the 4th floor. I try to run from the Reaper closing in on me. But as soon as I reach for the window, a blade slices into my neck. The skull goes blurry. Sleep now. It may not save you from your sorry state, but it's still far better than being eaten by that monster. My vision grows dim. On the cusp of death, I feel regret. Even if I was in a race against time, it was still too reckless to come alone. Okay, so we do need Kotomene here. I don't recall Kotomene being here in the movie, so that might have just been omitted, or it's just been long enough that I forgot. Let us see the Tiger Dojo's advice. Shiro did to Assassin in the Einsburn Manor on the 4th floor through a slice of the neck, because he did not bring Kotomene with him. You're dead. Death by exsanguination plus following. The prognosis is grim. And hey, J6, welcome to the stream. Happy things. I think this is obvious, but you died this time because you went to fight on your own. If you have any opportunity to team up with someone, you should aggressively pursue it for the best results. So you should have teamed up with, like, Caster or Shinji. You gotta have some standards. They didn't have any dialogue choices anyway. Lazy writer. I wanted to see routes where Shiro teams up with Shinji or Caster. Honestly, Ilya, I think a lot of people would have liked to see a, Caster route. Like, let's be fair, a lot of people would not mind a Caster route. I don't recall that, honestly. Shinji, not so much, though. Shinji's a piece of shit, and we don't like Shinji. Stop talking about deleted routes. We don't have unlimited budget or schedule. The chef knows to put the maximum effort into making the most delicious parts. Sure, okay. We'll leave it at that. So he needs to team up with Kotomene? I guess so. I understand why you might not want to work with the priest, but now is the time to set aside personal grudges for a common struggle. Roger that. Yesterday's enemy is today's friend. I read that in my shonen manga masters. Good. All of humanity is brothers. That's a good saying. Use it. All of humanity is brothers. That is so grammatically incorrect. But it is still a good saying. All of humanity are indeed brothers and sisters in arms. Truth. Yeah, just get rid of all your allies once they outlive your usefulness. That's less of a good saying, though. That is much less of a good saying. Oh no, that's a little too real. I mean, we're pretty sure there is a deleted Ilya route. Like, I'm almost positive there was an intended Ilya route, so... We'll accept Kotomene's help. Do what you want. I don't know what you're thinking, but I don't like Zauken either. I see. We have a common ground, then. It is true that I have considerable ties to that old man. I go down the hill path. We leave the church together, not looking at each other. Excuse me. Okay, Shiro, I'm just gonna say it now. If you thought getting a taxi ride at 3 a.m. by yourself to a forest was sketchy, then hailing a taxi at 3 a.m. with the priest and asking them to drop you off at a random part of a forest is even sketchier. Like, I would not, if I were that cab driver, I would be calling the authorities immediately after dropping you guys off. By the time the hired car takes us to the forest, the sun is starting to come up. Wait here. If we don't return before tomorrow, you can leave. And that just makes it worse. Kotomene... Okay. Maybe it makes it better? I don't know. Actually, like, that... I'm taking back my words. Those words could make it better, depending on the cab driver. If the cab drivers like to believe in the supernatural or conspiracy theories, then he might think, oh, this priest and his acolyte are going into this spooky forest to fight evil spirits or something. But if they're a normal person, then yeah, it's kind of worse. We have the black car wait for us on a road near the forest entrance. Kotomene hired the driver to take us here. So how are you going to help me? With transportation, for starters. After a brief exchange, Kotomene promptly called for a chauffeur. To be honest, it was a big help. Oh, Kotomene is using those connections. Okay, so no questions asked. I see. There aren't many taxis who would be willing to drive a high school student to the edge of town after 3 a.m. The boy must be the only one to return. If that happens, the situation is not good. Take him immediately back to town without waiting for me. Kotomene dispassionately gives the driver instructions. The driver nods silently and opens the trunk. Take this weapon. Huh? He tosses me a stick-like object. What's this, a sword? A black key! I remembered him getting it. I did not remember. I thought it was a little later, but I guess I was right. He does get this in this route, as well in Oath Under Snow. The stick turned out to be a thin sword. From what I know, it's similar to a western rapier. It's specialized at thrusting, not cutting. But the blade is pretty thick, so it feels hard to use. It's like a longer version of the dirks assassin uses. This is a weapon? Kiritsuga preferred firearms. Unfortunately, I only have submachine guns. Lead bullets wouldn't affect ghosts, and you wouldn't know how to use them. This is more suitable for a spellcaster like yourself. I mean, that's true. Anything can be used to cut if you try hard enough. I give it a swing. It's oddly heavy. The sword is less than a kilo, but it's obviously weighted towards the tip. More like an arrow than a sword. Is this some unique church weapon? I can feel some magical energy from it. It's called a black key. Also, it's not magecraft, but a sacrament. We specialize in dealing with spiritual entities. If you imbue its blade with your magecraft, it would even have some effect on servants. We did get a weapon entry for this, so I do want to see it. All the way at the bottom. A type of talisman used by the Holy Church to exorcise demons. Black keys are signature tools of the executors, but few of them actually favor the weapon, as it is difficult to use and lacks physical destructive power. Black keys are specialized throwing weapons due to their length, which makes them poorly balanced as swords. Most of the entities the Church defines as evil are spiritual beings or phenomena. Thus, black keys were designed with a greater focus on spiritual interference than physical offense. The blades of black keys were wielded by experts, or a select few executioners, are woven for magical energy, and can be dismissed so that only the hilt is present when carried. Some are known to carry nearly 100 black keys beneath their habits. And that is pretty freaking awesome. Only if you hit them, of course, he adds unnecessarily. Do your best to avoid situations where you might need it. Let's go. It's been nearly a day since Iliasvale was taken. It might be unoccupied by now, but we'll know when we get there. You may be able to find clues on Sakuramato's whereabouts. Unlike me, the priest strides into the forest unarmed. He's got lefty and righty, so I think Kotomene is fine. Plus, he probably has black keys hidden beneath his habit. Some types of rapiers can cut. Fair. I take a deep breath. I put the church sword back in its sheath and follow Kotomene. I'm the lead now. I rely on memory to find the Einsburn Castle. I couldn't reach it last time I was here. On the way to the castle, I ran into Ilia fleeing the shadow. I checked my left arm. It's completely different since the last time I was here. I was helpless as the shadow nearly slaughtered me. That hasn't changed. I have no way to beat Sakura. No, the shadow, and it has Saber on its side too. If I run into them, I'm done. The only way to take Ilia back is to ambush them. I need to retrieve Ilia without Sakura noticing me. In that case, what should I do? How should I deal with Sakura now that she's changed? How can I turn her back into the Sakura I used to know? Wait, I hope you aren't thinking about taking Sakuramato back. Well, of course I am. I'm trying to save her. Stop. Right now we have no chance against Mato, against that black shadow. If we run into it, it will devour us before we can even speak to it. I believe you already know that. Well, it's true that Sakura wouldn't be any different from the way she was in the backyard, but still, I... Give her up on her this time. If we can secure Ilia's veil, it will buy us more time. If you want to speak to Sakura Mato, do so once you have a way to resist her. Sakura has an incredible amount of magical energy. The one who might be able to do that is Tosaka. My only role right now is to project the jeweled sword she mentioned, so we can use it against Zaugen in the shadow. Fine. I just need to focus on saving Ilia first, right? Yes. Now let us be off. There's no time. Dot, dot, dot. I clapped my cheeks to motivate myself. We didn't need to know that, Shiro. We really did not need to know that, you know. Just saying. This isn't the time to be whining. I'm gonna save Ilia. Sakura said she'd kill Ilia. I won't let Ilia die, and I won't let Sakura kill her. All I can do now is separate Ilia from Sakura. If anything, Shiro, you need to be clapping Sakura's cheeks. That's what she wants. She doesn't want the censored, you know, blood feeding or anything. She wants you to clap her cheeks. Not your own. Although, who knows, maybe she's into that. I'll just focus on that for now. You know what I mean, J6. We arrive at a familiar place. It's been a little over 2 hours since we entered the forest. The sun is already well into the sky, but the forest is still shrouded in mist. Yeah, I know, but it's generally slapping their cheeks, not clapping. Clapping cheeks has a different meaning in the modern day and age. She's here. The curse filling this forest belongs to her, no doubt. Huh? Kotomene says something strange as we run. Curses filling the forest. Can he see those? What curses, Kotomene? Can you sense Sakura? Can you sense... What's the guy's name from Jujutsu Kaisen? That's all about curses, right? Jujutsu Kaisen's all about curses. Is he able to sense whatever the big bad from that anime manga is? The only thing I really know is Gojo, just because he's kind of a meme. I'm making jokes, man! It is more that I resonate with her. I hope that is all. If we should happen to engage Sakura Mato in combat, I will retreat. I cannot harm her now that she's been darkened. In a fight, I would have no chance. Huh? I mean, that goes for me too. But anyway... Wait, darkened? Sakura is Sakura. Once we get that weird shadow off of her, she'll quickly return to normal. I believe I explained this before. The only way to turn Sakura back to normal is to suffer her from the shadow. There are two ways. We can erase the shadow itself, or wait for her to materialize it. You have no way to defeat it now. All you can do is ground Sakura Mato's mind and wait for the shadow to be birthed into this world. I don't know how to do that. Her body is covered in command spells. If that's the darkening Kotomene mentioned, doesn't that mean she's turning into the shadow with each passing minute? When you say the shadow is materializing, do you mean Sakura's turning into the shadow? No, they may share feelings with each other to some extent, but the shadow's main body is inside the Holy Grail. Sakura Mato is turning into the thing inside the Holy Grail, but is ultimately her own shadow. The shadow would not exist without her. The shapeless main body in the Holy Grail exists in the material world by turning itself into her shadow. If she were not an imperfect Holy Grail, the thing inside would not be born into this world. But once it is born, it will be separate from Sakura Mato. Once it is removed from her, the curse corrupting her would cease as well. When you say it's gonna be born, do you mean it's inside Sakura right now? Shiro, he literally told you yesterday that Sakura was essentially pregnant. Pregnant. Pargante. How many times do you need to have it explicitly told to you, man? Of course not. That would make this much easier. We would simply need to extract it from her womb. The shadow's main body is inside the Holy Grail. Sakura Mato is merely a host which gives it nourishment and a real image. But she's a Holy Grail, isn't she? What's up with that? Are there a bunch of them lying around? How does he know about Chaldea? How does he know how many hundreds of grails every Chaldea in the world probably has lying around them? I explained earlier on that there is a Holy Grail on this land, and that humans supply their only Holy Grail is to evoke the Holy Grail in the land. To begin with, the Greater Grail system, the war itself, is the magic circle that serves as the brain controlling the rules of the ritual. This is the Holy Grail of the land, prepared by the Ainsburns, the Tosaka, and the Makiri. The Holy Grail in the land. The laws, like summoning servants, making masters fight, and summoning the Holy Grail. If the Holy Grail war on this land was artificially created, then it stands to reason that there was a man-made cause. Meaning that if we can find this big magical circle and destroy it, it'll get rid of the shadow hurting Sakura. Do you know where it is? I can make an educated guess. Ask Reen if you want to know where the exact entrance is. The Tosaka administer this land. 200 years ago, they joined with the Ainsburns to secure a location for the ritual. Reen is their successor, so she should have been told. Of course, that all comes after we rescue Ilia's Veil. If she falls into Zauken's hands, both she and Sakura will be expended and discarded as Holy Grails. Zauken has no intention to use the Greater Grail. From his point of view, having both Sakura and Ilia is enough to accomplish his goals. Your idea to destroy the underlying system of the Holy Grail holds little merit. Excuse me. Don't be stupid, I wasn't even thinking about that. Shiro, you are so easy to read, and we have already established you cannot think. So he was probably just muttering all that under his breath. Really? I believe it was your most realistic solution, though. You are strange for not trying it. Shut up! Why didn't you say anything sooner? If you told me this earlier on, I would have destroyed the activation formula already. That would do. My objective is the successful activation of the formula. I will not allow you to destroy it. And yes, the Fuyuki Grail War was not the first. I told you, we will be enemies once Ilia's Veil is rescued. My goals are different than yours. I'm interested only in Sakura's evolution. No, in the thing that is trying to become her. I do not desire something like what Zauken wants. Yeah, sure, you're just like him. You're trying to trick Sakura into making something she doesn't understand so you can take it for yourself. The arrogance of Shiro Emiya. For myself, perish the thought I have no interest in the aftermath of its birth. It is not something human hands can control. What will appear as a phenomenon known as hell. If Sakura turns into that, then we will all die without exception. What? What the hell? Yes, hell, Shiro, hell. Then this guy's goal is to... Have you lost your mind? You know all that, including the possibility that you might be killed, and you still want her to go through with it? Yes, my role is to bless those who are born. That does not change, regardless of the situation or the child. The life trying to be born here has a will. I cannot hinder its birth. Emiya, if there is such a thing as a pure wish in this world, is it not the desire to be born? But the thing that is manipulating Sakura is... not evil. Humans obtain happiness simply by existing. As they live, they learn of different types of happiness, and they learn more advanced and complicated types of recreation. Birth of a pure evil not being not the aftermath or the process to reach it. He just cares about the birth of purity. He doesn't... He's saying it's not evil because it's not born yet, so we can't judge it by human standards. Like, he's very much... He's very extreme. Yes, we know who it is, but... And he technically knows who it is, too. He's probably just gaslighting Shiro, and... You know, that's not a very difficult thing to do. He's trying to confuse... Even confusing Shiro's not that difficult to do, to be honest. However, humans are not necessarily born happy. A fetus lacks the knowledge to comprehend happiness. From birth, humans have the ability to learn what they enjoy and accept what they believe is correct. We all begin from zero. There is no good or evil there, only the fact that one is allowed to exist. Our ability to distinguish good and evil depends on our education. Any responsibility lies with the environment in which a human was raised and the human's own self. One is not born with any sin. Thus I bless the birth of new life, even if it is a devil. Again, like, just from a purely philosophical standpoint, he's got point there. Like, he has got point from a philosophical standpoint on multiple levels. Like, the ability to distinguish good and evil is very much depending on the environment and education. Like, gosh, I'm trying to think. It was obviously more prevalent in ancient times, but In ancient times, people were raised to think other people were evil, and that getting rid of them was good, and then those other people might have been taught the same thing. So, one man's evil is not necessarily every man's evil. There are some universal evils, in my humble opinion, but, you know, that's an even deeper philosophical discussion. Exactly. You should not punish the child for the sins of the father, or in this case, mother. Which really does just mean that Sakura is kind of, like, completely and totally evil. Like, she can't justify, it was the shadow that made me eat all those people, you know? That is how I've always lived. This way of life is my own. Even if Sakura gives birth to hell itself, it will be difficult to change its nature. I can't understand what he's saying. Of course you can't, Shiro. You do not have a big brain. I can tell he's sincere. He says he's going to bless the evil that's trying to be born from Sakura, even if it kills him. I can never accept what he's saying. Still, it's true he's helping me rescue Ilya, and that he's trying to set Sakura free from Zauken. His ideas are incompatible with mine. Wow. Okay, Shiro. Okay, so Shiro just casually confirming that he would do stuff that I can't speak out loud, else TOS strikes me down harder than anything. Wow, Shiro, wow. We can't coexist. But right now we have the same objective. Can I trust you? I said I would fight alongside you. I would ask that you watch my back. His answer is firm. That's all. I've gained the best ally I could for right now. Now it's time to think about saving Ilya and escaping from this forest. Interlude. Whose interlude? Is Reen gonna wake? Is Ilya gonna postulate? Why is the... no fighting? I mean... I guess in the anime we do, or in the movie we do watch Salter and Herc duke it out. We don't really see how intense it is in the VN, so I guess it could have had some fight take place in the sitting room. But, you know, it's really amazing that, I guess, you know, the Grail War must be a quantum time lock, because in every Grail War iteration, the Ainsburn Manor ends up trashed in the exact same manner. Gilgamesh trashes it in the same manner as Amiya trashes it, as Salter trashes it. Guess there's some synchronization there. Black flames envelop her. The extravagantly built hall crumbles in a merciless, senseless struggle. The rising flames are like a heat haze. A once shapeless shadow pulverizes the walls and floors in time with its host's anguish. It's very cheap effects, but it is nice that they have stuff actually falling across the screen. The dark haze dances to the melody. She stands in the middle of the hall, hunched over. Each time she scratches in anguish at her throat, the ancient castle's beauty crumbles further. But there's nothing to grieve. This castle was always empty. It is a long-forgotten winter fort. Nobody sees it, and nobody lives in it. So it doesn't matter if it's destroyed. The hall is becoming a kingdom of shadow. In its center is a suffering woman who is both monarch and slave. It has been a day since she brought Ilya's veil here. She, Sakura Mato's transformation, is approaching its final phase. She is merging with the shadow, and her mere physical existence in this world is torture. Her body is racked by pain. Her cognitive circuits are being rewritten with destructive impulses. If that was the end of her darkening, she could tolerate it. She is accustomed to physical pain and torment. But the heartbreak of having her very being denied is new. The shadow cannot exist in this world. It cannot receive any of the world's blessings. She tears at her throat. Bluntly put, the girl is undergoing the darkening process, cannot breathe. The air is toxic. For Sakura, who is transforming into a deep, sea-dwelling shadow, the earth is no different from the vacuum of outer space. So she dances. She forgets herself, loses her sanity, and feels fury at everything she can see. It's suffocating, she thinks. She blames the uncaring, unknowing world for her own misfortune. Now it's about time. You managed to remain a Sakura Mato longer than I expected, but you need just one more push to become a flesh vessel. Two shadows watch this sight. An old mage, Zaukin Mato, and his servant, Assassin. One more push? I'm quite tired of hearing that phrase, Lord Mage. Victory is all but assured. You don't not need any servants other than me. We should have her absorb the remaining 2 servants quickly. I know, but she refuses to kill the servants she takes in. I don't know if she's short-sighted or spineless. Saber and Berserker remain in Sakura's thrall. She allows them to live in what would be fine to kill them. What? Saber's not her only pawn. Yes, she's probably keeping him to use against me. How thoughtless. The more servants she holds on to, the more power she must draw from the Holy Grail. Only a lesser Grail such as herself can receive such power from the Greater Grail, but she is receiving more than just magical energy. It hastens her transformation as long as she lets the servants live. Even if I do nothing, her mind will be devoured, and she'll be my ideal tool. The old mage laughs, sneering down at the suffering girl. There is affection in his eyes. He does love. His experimental subject has exceeded his expectations and will soon bless him with his long-sought immortality. How could he not love her? In the old mage's eyes, Sakura Mato is a beautiful bride. No matter how she struggles, she will become his. It doesn't matter that she's collecting power, controlling more servants, and attempting to preserve her sanity. 11 years ago, Zaukin obtained control over Sakura's fate. All it would take for the old mage to kill her is to blink. But the white skull is different. As an ominous symbol and guest who carries death, he is sensitive to others like him. You underestimate her, Lord Mage. Now, will this go as well as he hopes? The situation will not change, even if the girl loses her mind. That thing reacts to hostility and bloodlust. In that sense, the girl raving beneath them will be no different even after she loses her sanity. Zaukin Mato is conceited. Assassin doubts the girl will be as obedient as Zaukin thinks once her reason is gone. Lord Mage, you actually have a way to control the girl. Her defensive instincts against threats are too powerful. Without her mind, she may become unable to distinguish friend from foe, and your voice may not reach her. Congrats on Bond 7 Edison, man. Congrats. Once she reaches that point, it will be impossible to approach her even by concealing one's bloodlust. That thing is a type of existence that can sense outside threats to its life, and promptly eliminates them. Oh, I see. That sounds quite promising. I feel even better about using it as a host. The old mage cackles. The White Skull watches the crumbling hall in silence. To be honest, he does not agree with the mage's thinking. His goal may be immortality, but something seems twisted about his course of action and his methods. No, he has always been a rotten human being. It's natural the old man would be a maniac, but there doesn't seem to be any consistency to his methods. Mainly because his soul is in tatters. Oh, did you hear that, assassin? Please help me, grandfather. Good, good. That begging takes me back 11 years. It must be so painful to be rejected and oppressed by the world, Sakura. But bear with it. Your body can take it. Remember the days you spent in the Kodoku jar 11 years ago? Kodoku jar. I do not know what that is. What is a Kodoku jar? Ah! It is... Okay. It is a jar of insects. Yeah. I mean... We knew she was a constant presence in the basement. I didn't think he stuck her in a jar with insects. Yeah, that's... Zaukin's a piece of shit. What did you endure thousands of tortures for? What did you give your body over to tens of thousands of insects for? That's right, this level of pain is nothing for you. I raised you that way. I trained you. Apparently the old mage can hear what the girl is saying. Assassin only hears her agony, but she does seem to be begging her grandfather for help. Yes, of course I'll help you. You are my masterpiece. I'll watch over you until the very end, but I can only help your body. It seems your mind didn't keep up with the years of training. Honestly, it would not surprise me if he actually did, though, J6. I mean, it would just be a more confined version of what she suffers through, so... I know you can't tolerate the resentment after you accepted it and ran from the pain, but don't worry, I guarantee your body is sound. It'll last until your flesh wears Avenger itself. The old mage keeps laughing. Assassin steps back, watching heartlessly. Where are you going, Assassin? I need you here to protect me from it, just in case. From the on. I do not mind that, but I have some objections to fixating on the Black Grail at the expense of letting the White Grail free in the building. Why would you let her play after all the trouble you went through to obtain a proper Holy Grail? Oh, that. Iliasville's cooperating with me. She's lived her whole life waiting to open the gate. She agreed with me because I would help her accomplish that. Don't be so suspicious. She's the Holy Grail you seek. She'll leave her name in history and become the original. The Ironsburns can grant your wish of being recorded in history. But you will need to take it once she reverts to her original form. Homunculi are out of my area of expertise. Let her do what she wants until the dress is ready. So you didn't force her to come. Can we truly afford to take such risks? Yes, we can. We have no more enemies. I was surprised that the Emiya boy and the Tosaka girl still live, but they can do nothing. No one would be foolish enough to challenge us after being shown the overwhelming disparity in power. Hey, Viper, welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. Happy things, happy things. If we're too hasty and allow Iliasville to die, we could not recover from that mistake. She has an obligation to open Heaven's Gate. Let us show some compassion and allow her to do her work. assassin. Enough talk. Those very same fools are here, it seems. The Kodoku jar is derived from the concept of goo from Chinese origins. I mean, again, I did look up the Kodoku jar, and it's kind of disgusting. I can see why such a thing might exist, but still, just the implication that Zaukin put Sakura inside of the jar is, like, again, given that it's Zaukin, I would not put it past him to actually do such a thing. The white skull disappears a moment later. The killer sensed intruders and didn't hesitate to leave the castle. The enemy has already left the building. They slip through the careless old mage's grasp and are heading for the castle gate. Do you and I die that badly, boy? But he isn't careless. No matter what happens, he will not let Ilia's veil escape. In essence, the long-held wish of the Einsburns has been placed on her shoulders. The pale girl is willing to cooperate with Zaukin even without his urging. And they think they can take her and leave? How laughable. Once she leaves the forest, Ilia's veil will surely reappear in the heart of the Holy Grail when it all started. I was willing to let her run free, but it can't be helped. Time to go to work, Sakura. You cannot be saved without Ilia's veil. If you want to be free of your pain, then crush them all. The old mage cackles, and then his presence vanishes. A shadow crouches in the hall. The shadows have covered the entire hall. It is a black swamp, and two bodies appear in its muck. The girl feels no pain. She hasn't gotten accustomed to the poison. All she can think is, "You came for me, senpai." Her dark joy overcomes her grim suffering. He's with the priest, too. Stupid man. Why would he come to feed himself to me? She lifts a finger. It points toward the castle gate, where the intruders are desperately trying to escape. Go. Kill everyone except Senpai. Slaughter everyone else, no matter who they are. She unleashes the dark giant. Her hunting hound roars and storms off into the distance. Of course, it's not as if you can tell who anyone is now, Berserker. She giggles. Cloaked in shadow, the girl slowly leaves a ruined kingdom with her dark knight. I'm not a JP player, so no spoiling the JP side of things. No doing the spoilers. I know something big is happening, but I don't know what, and I don't want to know what. We get through the forest. We're in a circular clearing in the vast sea of trees. The castle I saw through Ilia's eyes towers over the forest just as I remember. There's no sign of anyone around. It's strange that there's no guards on the castle walls. Say nothing in the castle. Okay, we've read this. Kochimane, can we get to the second floor from that tree? Excuse me. Even if they know we're here, it would be suicide to go through the front door. I need to do whatever I can to get inside, even if it might not work. Let me see. I was thinking we could infiltrate via the aqueduct, but this enemy is not so easily approached. They will detect us as soon as we enter the castle. We should take the most direct path to where Iliasville is being held and extract whether she agrees to or not. But the priest thinks aloud as he gazes up at the castle. He narrows his eyes, seeming to peer through the walls, and examines each window carefully. What a surprise! We seem to be underestimated, Emiya. Kotomine smirks. Huh? I doubt my ears. This might be the first time I've heard him sound so delighted. What is it, Kotomine? Did you find something? I did. By the way, do you have any rock climbing experience, Shiro Emiya? Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, yeah, I did read the news post. You, like, I can't remember exactly, but it is a certain amount of recent progress needs to be completed to get Santa Nemo. I did read the news post. I don't remember what the progress amount was, though. I do know, though, that you can do the event with just Fuyuki, but you need something else to get Santa Nemo. Which makes sense, to be fair. Like, it's kind of weird that... I mean, it is a Christmas event, so it's not really weird that they're letting anybody play it, but at the same time, you know, they kind of have to lock servants behind to, you know, encourage people to play the story and all that. Are you serious? Of course, I'm talking about free climbing. It's a sheer wall with no overhangs and plenty of footholds. It'll be easy to scale without any equipment, like on the walk in the park, compared to climbing a wall of ice. Wait, Kotomene places his hand on the castle wall without waiting for my opinion. Wah. Then he just starts climbing it, sticking to the surface, like a spider. He isn't going very fast, but his ascent is sure and steady. What are you doing? If you're not sure where to step, then copy me. I know you're strong enough to climb a mere 4 stories. Oh, and leave the black key. You can pick it up on the way back. Trom. Okay. Why Trom, though? Trom is kind of a weird, like, nebulous point that I don't recall Nemo having much interaction with. It makes sense to have, like, Lost Belt 3, perhaps, because that's where Nemo fully unlocks his potential and all that. But Trom is, like... I mean, I guess there might be some story things that happen in the Christmas event that call back to Trom. I don't know. I've not played it yet, and I'm not going to be starting until Monday. With that, the priest keeps climbing. Is that guy being serious? I drop the sword Kotomene lent me and approach the wall. You must have picked an easier section of the wall to climb. The surface is uneven, and I find a place to grab onto. Free climbing is about nothing more than just muscle strength. You need to judge where your next handhold is safe or not, whether depression is deep enough to support your weight, whether you can use it to make the next step. And when climbing a nearly vertical wall, you're basically making it up as you go along. You could be a meter far from your destination, but if you can't find your next handhold, you'll have to go all the way back down to the ground and try a new route. Finding your way to the goal. Only experienced climbers have the skill to constantly scan 2 to 3 steps ahead while scaling the wall. And I'm definitely not experienced, so all I can do is try to imitate Kotomene. One slight misstep or failure to judge my strength could send me careening to the ground. I can't believe him. Who would make a beginner do this? Shiro, dude. Why are you complaining? It's not like you're just a duo out, you know, performing fun activities. You guys are on a rescue mission, man. Don't complain about him finding an easy way to get to Ilya. Jeez, Shiro. I grumble while I climb. It's a crazy plan, but not totally reckless. Normally, you'd only climb walls like these when you're more than halfway to a mountain summit. And climbers need to worry about more than just climbing. Just as the deep ocean is inaccessible to abyss to humans, high altitudes are also sacred ground that we can't enter. At 6,000 meters above sea level, oxygen becomes critically thin, and untrained climbers can't last for more than a few hours. They'll suffer from nausea and dizziness, which will progress to cerebral edema before culminating in death. A mountain peak is an airless hell that becomes harsher the higher you go. Plus the extreme cold, even the slightest scratch on frostbitten skin will lead to necrosis. Climbing in such extreme conditions means you have to worry about your bodily functions steadily declining as you ascend. Compared to the harrowing ordeal that real climbers face, scaling a castle wall doesn't sound impossible at all. Shiro, how the hell do you know so much about the dangers of mountain climbing if you are a novice rock climber, man? Like, why the hell does he know all this? Or so you'd think, but it's still hard. All I can use are the very tips of my fingers. I cautiously scout out the thinnest lips or crevices I can use to support my entire body weight. He's asking me to keep up with him on a climb that only an expert could do. Wait, she moved. She's on a lower floor than I thought. Amiya, go down and enter through a 3rd-story window. Don't ask the impossible. Do I look like a lizard to you? Wait a minute, I found a window. How do I get inside? I don't care. Break it. You fake priest, if I'd known about this, it would have been way easier to climb a tree to get inside, you moron. I break into the castle. I shatter a window and dive through it all in the same motion. I hang from a wall with both hands and swing my body like a pendulum to burst through the window with my legs. I roll on the floor and onto an extravagant carpet. By the time I swung my legs down, most of my body was already falling. If I'd even been a tiny bit late kicking the window, I might have kicked off the stone wall instead and fallen 3 stories onto my back. Anyone would die from a 3-story fall on their head. Breaking the glass with my legs and rolling into the shards was dangerous, but I'd chalk it up as an acceptable risk. Shiro, you tend to wear jeans and a long-sleeve t-shirt. You'll be fine. Ilya! For an instant, all worldly trifles vanish from my mind. I even forget that I'm deep in enemy territory. I recall the events from my backyard. Ilya said farewell to me with such a forced smile. I can't believe this. Why did you come, Shiro? I said your role in this is over. Are you still going to waste your effort? Her voice is stony. She's making the same cold expression she did when we first met. I'm used to it. I should be used to seeing her like this, but... Don't you get it? You can let me take care of Sakura. It's my role, so you need to go home. Don't say it's your job to clean up this mess, idiot. I lose my patience and slap Ilya's cheek. Shiro! What have we said? You need to stop doing this kind of stuff to other girls when Sakura might find out. She went a little cuckoo when you went to help Rin stand up. What do you think she's gonna do when she finds out you're slapping Ilya's cheeks? Shiro, Shiro, Shiro. How rude. No gentleman would ever slap a lady's cheek. Don't think you can get away with this just because it's you, Shiro. You're the one who needs to apologize, stupid Ilya. If you were a boy, I'd give you a good punch, you little delinquent. I mean... A slap is kind of... just as bad as a punch in some manner. Like... Shiro, you are such a sexist, man. It's kind of a meme at this point, but Shiro Emiya has been confirmed to be sexist from the whole of this visual novel experience. My blank mind suddenly flares with irritation, even though I'm happy to see Ilya. I didn't do anything wrong. I went along with Sakura to fulfill my duty. It's the best way to resolve this, and you don't have a say in... Shut up, I don't care. Look, I don't know anything about your role or your duty. I'm just here to take a misbehaving girl home. You can't fool me no matter how tough you try to act. As long as any part of you doesn't want to do this, I'm taking you home. I'm not acting. I'm here because I want to be. My body was created as a holy grail. I don't want to be a key for them, but if the holy grail can be utilized, even Sakura. That's the definition of acting tough. Who cares about the holy grail? You're Ilya. If you want to keep billing yourself, forget about all that. Don't sacrifice yourself for anything or anyone else. I look away. Ilya bites her lip for a second. You too, Shiro. She whispers something I don't quite hear. Fine. Let's say I don't want to be here. So what? We can't win against Sakura. We can't even run away. It's impossible to take me away from this castle. That's why Zauken's letting me do as I please. He might let you leave on your own, but there's no way you're getting out of here, out of this forest with me. The scarlet eyes urge me to leave. Oh, man. I don't know, guys. Oh, this is a tough decision here. I gotta consult the flowchart. Is there a possible bad end? Oh, I don't know, guys. This one might have a bad end associated with it. I don't know. I think I need to make a save. Yeah, I need to make a save. I'll overwrite this save, because this save was a bad end, too. But we could be in for another bad end somewhere here. Alright, we gotta weigh all the choices, all the possibilities. So, option 1. Bring Ilya home. Okay, that's pretty self-explanatory. Pretty simple, you know. Option 2. Bring Ilya home. Now, see that is what Shiro Emiya would do. Shiro Emiya would bring Ilya home here. But, you know, it's not mentioning Sakura or anything like that. So, I mean, that's kind of a bit of a more difficult choice. I mean, it's what he would do, but it's ignoring the Sakura situation. And then the third choice of bring Ilya home, like, they're not even being sly with the context of what's being implied with that, with their way they're saying it, you know. This is the Sakura route, not the Ilya route. Shiro can't bring Ilya home like that, you know? That's just ridiculous, game. You know, again, the first one, bring Ilya home, that one's just like, I mean, it's saying this is her home, so it's kind of just saying Shiro's gonna leave her here, but that could lead to a bad end, so I'm gonna go with choice 1 here. I'm still taking you home. I'm not leaving without you. There's nothing to consider. Right now, this is the only choice that exists. Ilia doesn't say anything. She gazes at me with an absent expression. I take her defenseless hand. So Ilia's got something that's defenseless as well. She and Rian have that in common. Let's go, Ilia. We should go home before they find us. I pull her close and start walking. She's small and terribly light. I'm amazed. I don't think you'll listen to anything I say. Ilia doesn't resist, tottering along with me. I mean it. There's no way this can end well. She happily clasps my hand in return. What are you taking your time for? And then Kotomine jumps through the broken window, his coat fluttering. Ilia lets go of my hand and squares off against Kotomine. Ilia, wait. He's on our side. I brought him in as a last-minute ally just this once. No way, you're working with a man like him? You can't, Shiro. He's... The idle check can wait. We need to leave before they catch us. Kotomine moves in a flash. Before I can react, he scoops up Ilia in his arms and dives out the window. I panic and run to the window. Kotomine's just landed on the ground. As soon as he touches down, Ilia wildly waves her arms and slaps him across the face. It's a pleasant sound that I can hear from up here. Wait, what am I so impressed about? He's basically telling me to jump. There is no time to doubt myself. If I can pull off the landing, I'll survive somehow. I mean, it's a 3-story jump. That's something plenty of people parkour. Not me, though. I've never done parkour. I charge my legs with as much magical energy as I can manage. I can't magically strengthen my own body, but it should lessen the impact. You can reinforce your body, though, Shiro. Whoa, spin cycle! Nope, bad idea. I jump from over 20 meters high and drop into a roll when I land. Hang on, hold up. 20 meters? That's not a 3rd floor drop, that's a 6th floor drop, damn it! Okay, maybe that's a little more difficult to do. You know, 20-meter drop is definitely on the more difficult side of things. 3 stories doesn't sound like much until you consider how tall this castle is. It would have easily been 8 stories in a Japanese apartment building. That's smart. Thought I was going to land on my head. Damn it, my legs are too numb to stand. Luckily, I landed on grass. If this had been asphalt, my bones would have been broken out of my legs, and then I wouldn't be able to get out of here. Wow, you're sturdy, Shiro. Indeed, I'm amazed you managed to jump from that height without using any magecraft. Have you given up on life? Both of them are staring at me. Ilia aside, Kotomine's words nearly make me forget my numb legs. Like hell I am. That was all I could do to follow you when you jumped. I'm never doing that again. I could have broken my legs and I almost passed out as soon as I jumped. And yet you're no worse for wear. I suppose it's nothing to complain about, but it is quite a surprise. I didn't expect you to jump from that high. No mage would attempt such a feat without using magecraft. Heh. I mean, they left me behind. I couldn't let him show me up after he jumped out of there with Ilia. Excuse me. It's not your fault, Shiro. Archer's influencing your mind as well as your body. That's why you're getting tougher and why you thought that you'd be fine dropping from that height. You're starting to think like Archer. Ilia, what do you mean? I see. That is reassuring. Do maintain that vigor in battle. Here is your sword. He tosses me the weapon I left behind when I started climbing. Whoa. Can you run? Your life depends on it. Kotomine says that while we don't have time to stand around talking and makes for the castle gate. Then, as if issuing a challenge. Oh, it's not going to actually roar. A different sound shakes the wintry castle. I knew it. Sakura kept him in this world. It's unmistakably the roar of a predator. It signals that a beast is on the hunt. It is a death sentence handed down to the lost prisoners by the kind and merciless lord of the castle. My mind switches over to battle mode. Berserker, he said. The name invokes the image of a threat that once, but still, threatens me. It squeezes the calm out of every last cell in my body. We're leaving. That is not an opponent we can fight. We will only die if it catches up to us. Kotomene runs ahead to the gate. Don't look back, Ilya. Leave him. He's not who he used to be. I take Ilya's hand and start running. I can't afford to save my stamina anymore. If that mad warrior is the one pursuing us, then the only way to survive is to run as fast as we can for the 3 hours it takes to reach the edge of the forest. I mean, you know, I don't think he'd be as intimidating as Heracles. My breath catches in my throat. We're being overtaken by a darkness I can't ignore, no matter where I look. We run through the forest. I can't see anyone behind us yet. All I hear is the wind gusting by. Our pursuer is a titanic beast, not a hound. While we have to dodge between the trunks and branches, it closes in on us while tearing apart everything in its path. You'd think we were being chased by a giant drilling rig, boring its way through the forest. The jet-black wall slowly accelerates, threatening to close in around us. I can't run that fast. I slow my pace to match Ilya's. This is bad. The hostile wall is about as fast as me. If I have to run while carrying Ilya, it'll definitely catch up to us in a minute. I can't do this. Just leave me and go, Shiro. It hasn't caught up with us yet. Get on my back. I can handle it. No, you can't, stupid. You know it'll catch up if you carry me. What should I do? Should I keep running with Ilya, or should I fight that monster? I couldn't even defend myself against Assassin. Could I possibly go toe-to-toe with that monster, the strongest servant with nothing more than a borrowed thin sword? I can't. Stop. Give me a break. There's absolutely nothing I can do to beat that monster. If I stop, I'm dead. I'll be killed for sure. If I face the monster, it'll chop my feeble body in half and it'll stomp my still conscious torso to smithereens in it like an industrial grinder. There's no need for that. I will carry at Ilya's veil. Huh? Ilya and I turn around. We don't have time to stay surprised. Kotomene comes all the way back to us and picks up Ilya in his arms without further ado. Unexpected CG. Kotomene looks weird. Okay, both of them actually look a little bit off with their hair being blown back. But props to the illustrators for actually showing that. Like, legitimate props to the illustrators for showing windswept hair. You don't see that often in, like, still images. But, Kotomene, watch your hands. He's fast. Kotomene must be in great shape. With his height, he should be able to easily run while carrying Ilya. But we're in the middle of the forest. With both of his arms occupied by his charge, he navigates uneven terrain and thick trees without slowing down at all. I run after him as fast as I can. I keep up with him. Unshackled, I run next to Kotomene, who's carrying Ilya. I managed to cover 100 meters in 7 seconds. In this forest, that's so easy to trip on. Alright, you're gonna make me look. 100 meter dash world record is 9.58 seconds. Shiro Emiya just broke a world record. My heart beats at a rapid cadence. Something's wrong. I'm running too fast. No human can run through a forest at nearly 50 kilometers per hour. Gotta make me look up that as well. 50 kmph to mph. Just because I'm curious. 31 miles per hour! Good gracious, man. Shiro, you are right. No human can run 31 miles per hour. My legs throb. My wrapped left arm feels odd. Like it's swollen. I mean, again, Archer is probably more jacked than you, Shiro. This must be what Ilya was talking about. Archer's physical functions are taking over Shiro Emiya, not just his combat experience. It's a radically potent muscle-enhancing drug. Never mind. Shiro, I mean, we're gonna have to take that world record back from ya. No wonder he's not in the world records. The poison is injected into my body, giving me powers beyond my own. That's good. Even if it is like shaking a Geiger counter to try and make it not detect a radiation leak, I appreciate it right now. But not Kotomine. He's not showing any signs of magical energy output or magecraft usage. It's hard to believe, but he's sprinting while carrying Ilya without the aid of any magecraft at all. And the new world record holder is Kira Kotomine. Are you actually human? I'm not as far gone as you. Have you noticed, though? If we maintain this pace, we can escape. It appears that thing is blind. And he can't see us. That's the only possible conclusion. He's faster than us. The forest trees are but pebbles in Berserker's path. If he still hasn't caught us, it must be a flaw on his part. Kotomine explains calmly. It bothers me he can look so bored talking about something that should have us jumping for joy, but that means we can get away. So it's just up to our stamina? No, they aren't soft enough to let us slip from their grasp. His voice drips with hostility. Before I understand what he means... Thank you for saying the name. My left arm twitches. I see a white skull. Like a rapid slideshow, Assassin flits in and out of the trees on a parallel path to ours, seemingly mocking our escape. Wait. By the time I notice it, it's too late. Assassin makes a subtle wave of his arm as he slips in and out of the trees at high speed, and... Someone blocks the attack before it can skewer me between the eyes. I gasp. Only one person could have done that. Kotomine deflected a flow that I couldn't even see, all the while carrying Ilya. What a nuisance. He never showed up when we're idle, but becomes uninvited whenever we're busy. Kotomine shows his speed. The priest frowns with displeasure, watching the Dark Killer keeping pace with us. Take Ilya. I will deal with this. After all, exorcising demons is a familiar part of my priestly duties. Kotomine stops and lets Ilya down. Ilya is shocked. Are you serious? Ilya is bewildered. I take her hand and pull her close. At the same time, 3 daggers fly at us like bullets. Sharp, but too honest. For one who calls himself a Lord of the Mountain, you're so easy to read. I'm having trouble believing it, to be honest. Assassin let fly 3 flashes of lightning, and the priest parried them all without breaking a sweat. That's the roar I was hearing. Berserker. Damn, that one was close. He'll definitely catch up if we get stalled here. I can't stop now. I need to take Ilya and get out of here. We can go, right, Kotomine? That's what I said. You need not concern yourself with me. I pick Ilya up. I can't go as fast as Kotomine, but this should be faster than holding her hand while running. I leave the priest behind. The dark roars on the other side of the roars are on the other side of the forest. It's wreaking destruction on a seemingly wild pattern to smoke us out, but closing in on us all the same. I don't have anything to say to Kotomine. The best answer I can give now is to turn my back on him and run with all my might. Excuse me, but right before I leave. I mean, if you save a woman, don't kill her. It's rather galling to watch her die in front of you. The priest says something oddly self-deprecating and human. I believe he's talking about his former wife. Huh? A needless warning. Hurry. You should be able to escape Berserker. The rest of the war depends on you, Shiro Emiya. I nod and start running. 2 shadows shrink in the distance. When I look back one last time, his back is so far away. I have an ominous feeling. I don't think we'll see each other alive. Ever again. Maybe. Maybe not. We'll find out. Interlude? Interlude! Is it Rin or Ryder, actually? We haven't seen Ryder. Where the heck is Ryder? Ryder could get us out of the forest so quickly! As an aside, it is a misconception to say that a priest's duties is exorcism. Priests deliver the word of God. They do not drive out demons. Their God is one and absolute. He resides in all and is the greatest of all. He is the Holy Spirit who created a perfect world. He would never allow any evil to corrupt his children and dirty his creations. But some evils are tenacious in their corruption of man and tainting of the earth. There are things which should not exist, profaning this world. They reconciled this seeming contradiction thus. Even the demons which threaten man are necessary pieces of the world the Lord created. They are creatures worthy of his love. According to this dogma, demons serve the will of heaven. If the divine cultivates man's goodness, then the demonic forges man's evil nature. They both serve heaven's will. A priest who preaches the Lord's word has no authority to destroy demons. And yet, to reiterate, some demons are particularly tenacious in their corruption of man and tainting of the earth. They wreak ghastly tragedies beyond human comprehension. In time, his children mistook heavenly design for powerlessness. They sought miracles from the Lord to stop the evils they could not understand. Thus, exceptions were created. Human apostles who do not preach the Lord's word, but instead execute his will. Trials originally meant to be witnessed. Heresies originally meant to be denied. Those who received the 8th sacrament, which originally did not exist. The 128 cardinals ordered the creation of the executors, destroyers of evil. They drive out evil and eliminate that which does not exist in the Lord's gospel. Those who hunt the faithless are themselves unbound by faith. One could conclude that they are permitted to be immoral. They are charged to protect only one thing, the name of the Lord Almighty. For that cause they will destroy the evils he created. That is the only thing they have in common with exorcists. An executor. I've heard the church teaches them to be as flighty as a dove, yet as treacherous as a snake, and that you are no exception. The white mask sneers. Kirei Kotomene does not answer. He checks his weapons. He has 5 black keys of confession for each hand, and his left arm contains several unused command spells from the previous war. That son of a bitch! He didn't use all of his command spells, even though he said he did! That son of a bitch. He's more than well armed against lesser spirits, but he lacks the firepower to fully defeat a servant, even if all of his blades were to strike true. Assassin is still a heroic spirit, albeit a nameless one. It would be impossible to defeat him without the scriptures carried by a select few executors. What's wrong? I see that you possess throwing weapons as well. Shall we have a contest? The priest does not move. He listens keenly to the sounds of the forest while watching the skull lurking between the trees. The rustling of leaves, the breathing beneath the mask, the rippling of flesh, and the fading footsteps of the maid warrior. That honestly might be... I was gonna instantly correct that, and that should be Mad Warrior, and he's thinking of Heracles, but Maid Warrior works for Shiro, I suppose. So it's gone that way. You must have trouble dealing with the Sakuramato, Zauken Makiri. He makes an observation, his eyes fixed on the skull. I think there was a couple too many ha's there. So you noticed me, Kirei. Why'd you stop if you know so much? Before you would have fed that boy to the dogs and run. And now you graciously offer yourself up as bait. How very unlike you. Don't tell me you can overcome with a sudden episode of compassion. His laughter echoes through the forest. The white skull sways slightly. The priest doesn't even twitch an eyebrow. Hurry on. I had no intention of helping Shiro Emiya. I simply have business with you. Kotomane speaks to the invisible mage without even showing his bloodlust. Oh, business with me, you say? Of course, neither Shiro Emiya or I will escape this forest at any rate. I know that we will be killed soon. It only stands to reason that I try to achieve my goal before I die. So you mean you don't care what happens to Ilia's Veil? I thought you came to save her. I don't care. Even if I defeat Assassin here and went to help Shiro Emiya, I would be too late. It has no concern to me whether or not he saves the girl. His left hand holds 3 black keys. The priest watches the skull in front of him holding swords in a fan shape. Oh, so you stayed here deliberately. Yes, I'm thinking I should either prevent Ilia from being handed over to you. Bloodlust disappears. The white mask camouflages him among the trees and completely vanishes from sight. Or kill you where you stand. Blades streak through the air. The priest thrusts clash against the assassin's thrown dagger. So that's why you came here to die for. Very well, Kirei. For old time's sake, let us see how well a reject from the church can fight. His cackling rings through the forest. Knowing he can't win, the clergyman who only drives out evil faces down the Malak Amat, whom the old mage controls. Pretty sure that means old man of the mountain. Pretty sure. I run through the forest carrying Ilya. I can't look back. The second I do, I'll be too conscious of the giant black wall and lose hope. I can't afford to do that. If my spirit dulls for even a bit, it'll catch up. It'll catch me and Ilya and kill us. My legs feel like they're going to fall off. No matter how light Ilya is, you can't run while carrying someone without slowing down. To make things worse, the terrain is perilous, and I risk falling over with every step. Faster. 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 Faster! I need to go faster than I am now, or it'll catch us. The presence behind me closes in with each passing second. I need to stop this lazy jog. I need to run faster. Fast like Kotomene. I need to take Ilya out of here. My heart's going to burst. It's tight. I can't breathe. My leg muscles tear, and I cry out in pain as if my bones are going to burst out of my thighs. Excuse me. It's suffocating. How long have I been running? How long? Having left Kotomene behind, I've been running like there's no tomorrow through the forest with Ilya in my arms. I've already run over 5 kilometers. Excuse me. Maybe over double that. My oxygen-deprived brain isn't sure. I've just been running as fast as I can, never letting my pace drop. He's here. But I can't get away. I've been running so hard I feel like my heart muscles will cramp, but the presence behind me grows larger and larger. Ilya is heavy. The oxygen is heavy. My legs are heavy. Death is heavy. I'll die if it catches up. The incomprehensible terror of getting instantly killed hounds me from behind. Damn. Oh, Ilya's been the one speaking. That's kind of reassuring to know who was the one speaking all this time. I kick my flagging mind into gear. Run. Don't think, just run. So what if my legs fall off? There's no point worrying. I can think about it once it happens. I just need to head for the exit as fast as I can. Fill up your chest with gasoline, turn the key to the engine, and keep it from trying to stop. Stay in top gear, and throw the brakes out. Run, run, run. Run to stave off the anxiety closing in from behind. Run to ignore the terror on my heels. Run to wipe out all this pathetic whining. Shut up. Stop screaming in my ear. My own breathing is enough to rupture my eardrums, and I definitely don't have time to listen to your... No, Shiro, stop! Welcome back, J6. Welcome back. Ilya shouts into my chest. Her full-throttled scream makes my body react without a second thought. You... I stop. I dig my heels into the ground to halt my momentum and set Ilya down. You missed it, J6. Shiro Emiya was confirmed to be a world record holder of the 100-meter sprint in 7 seconds flat. However, he then revealed that he was taking performance-enhancing poison via Archer's arm, so he was disqualified from the world record. However, Kirei Kotomene can run just as fast without any magic or anything, so Kirei Kotomene is the new world record holder for the 100-meter dash. I dig my heels into the ground to halt my momentum and set Ilya down. I readied the black key sword I had on my waist and manifest my magic circuit at 200 miles per hour. Nothing comes to mind. Basic structure, analyze. Composition, analyze. Basic structure, alter. Composition, reinforce. Without even thinking about it, I complete a single count incantation in an instant. I use both hands and every ounce of strength to resist the attack. The whirlwind comes from the side. Our pursuer charges in from our flank, scattering trees in his wake. Speed of thought, man. My body is sent flying, pulverized by a single strike. The sword that I strengthened with all my might to be diamond hard is crushed like hot toffee. The shocking impact is transmitted from my arms to my whole body, rattling me from brain to toes. Oh, I'm flying. I put everything I had into that attack and I got overwhelmed. I can't fight it. I can't fight it at all. I can't even slow that monster down. My body is floating in the air. No, it's soaring. Flying. There's not a star in heaven that he can't reach. Just like a thrown javelin, his attack bats me through the air, sending me dozens of meters away. It might even send me back to the castle. That's how hopeless the gap in our strength is, how bleak our chances of escape are. Time pauses. I keep sailing through the air. I'll probably die once I fall. Just when I'm about to accept the vast power difference as my inevitable fate. Can't be. No, it can't be. Berserker. I see Ilya, stunned and crying in front of the darkened enemy. Shiro was running, and then Herc just almost completely blindsided him, and would have if Ilya had not shouted. I reflexively reach out my hand. I manage to grab a tree trunk and put an end to my endless flight. The impact is like a hammer on my back. My nearly bursting heart swells and shrieks in agony. I can only take one breath. Even though I don't have enough oxygen, that single breath threatens to pop me like a balloon. But I can still move. If I have 1 minute to breathe, I can run. I muster all of my magic circuits to drive my body. Hey, what's wrong, Berserker? Don't you recognize me? Ilya looks like she's been entranced by the dark foe. In her shock, she keeps whimpering in denial at the changed thing before her. She's fixated on the dark enemy's identity. Kotomine said that he can't see. He was right, but not right. The servant has no eyes, nose, or mouth anymore. He has a mouth, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Shiro, but he very clearly has a mouth. Its gleaming red eye sockets give off only bloodlust. Its entire body is corroded by the black mud, and the wound Saber inflicted is still there. It's something different now. Swallowed by the shadow, it is now a monster whose only purpose is destruction. It can't see what it's chasing. The dark berserker's eyeballs don't see Ilya. Never mind me. It's kind of a sad, inversion of what happens in Yui Dubs. Ilya cannot see Heracles, and now Heracles cannot see Ilya. Also, for anybody wondering, he's literally been skinned. That's why we see all the red and black. Like, his god skin has literally been skinned off of him. And we're just seeing the sheer muscle and magic that comprises his body. It roars and raises its axe sword over the creature in front of it. Interlude! Are we going to see from Ilya's point of view the terror she's feeling right now? Or maybe Herc's point of view? No, we're continuing with the Kotomine assassin fight. The priest faces his final moments. Kirei Kotomine leans against a wall, staring at the blurry skull in front of him. His vestments are battered and torn. His breathing is labored, and he is down to his last 3 black keys. This is checkmate. Perhaps I should praise you for holding your own against a servant for so long. The old man's chuckle echoes overhead. Assassin is silent, unlike his talkative master. To him, combat is work. The dirks he aims at his target's vitals are also meant to gauge his prey's strength. When the prey defends itself against the first dagger, that tells him its mobility. The second dagger reveals its mindset. He maintains a distance of 7 meters. The killer keeps his target at a distance where only thrown weapons are effective, in order to measure its abilities. If he can't slay it in one blow, then he chases it to a position where that's possible. He cripples its lungs, wears out its stamina, and drives it to the point of heart failure. To Assassin, his daggers are merely steps to ensure a certain death. He uses daggers to measure his prey's strength, forces it into prime opportunity for a kill, and then finishes it off with his devil's arm. It is his work and a lifestyle that brings him no pleasure. While his work is dull, the priest proved to be an unexpectedly intriguing mark. He's already used over 20 daggers. The daggers were thrown to gauge his opponent, but every strike was lethal. The priest broke out of the forest while fending off his attacks, arriving at these ruins. Assassin had dismissed him as a mere mortal, but the priest's skills were worthy of admiration. But this is the end. The priest has no more strength left to run. His back is to a wall, and all he can do is watch Assassin. He has 3 black keys still concealed. Assassin dodged all 7 black keys he threw like bullets, and the weapons vanished into the woods. Time to bring this to a close. Put him out of his misery, Assassin. Yes, 100 Faces was summoned by Kiri before. The skull shakes. Assassin throws daggers without making any visible motions. He targets the forehead, pancreas, and diaphragm. Why the pancreas? Like, why the pancreas specifically? I would Google it, but I feel like I would not get a result, or I would get put on a list, so I'm not going to Google it. Simultaneously, the priest defends against the unleashed lightning with black keys in his hand. It is a foregone conclusion. A throwing technique which, once unleashed, is certain to spell victory. The 3 vital point attacks are faint. Once Kiri Kotomene parried the daggers, his fate was sealed. Die. A wing flutters open. Assassin's long, cursed arm unfolds like a one-winged spear. It's an unavoidable attack. Assassin knows the priest's movements. He has a firm understanding of his tired, bloodied prey's abilities. Thus, it is inevitable. The prey may have avoided getting killed by the dirks, but his life ends here. Even if he had some strength in reserve, the priest's body cannot keep up with his thoughts. The 3 daggers he parried left him no choice but to jump to the side. He has no way to escape this arm from 4 meters away. But why would he need to? The devil's arm extends. The priest shows no fear. He was prepared for this. He anticipated everything. The feint, the attacks from the cursed arm as he defended himself, and the lack of any avenue of escape. Yet this outcome was inevitable, no matter how much he struggled. That is why... Hear me. His last resort is to sacrifice himself in a simultaneous strike. The skull chuckles, and reaching for the priest's heart, the devil's arm crosses paths with the black keys. That's not a problem. Only Assassin's arm took any damage. He learns that the black keys can strike him even at this range. But too bad for the priest. Even if they are imbued with magical energy effects, his black keys cannot defeat Assassin. The 3 thin swords will probably pierce Assassin and nail him to the tree behind him. But that's all. While the priest celebrates the fact that he finally wounded Assassin, he will die when Assassin crushes his heart. Assassin's arm finishes its work first. His noble phantasm, Zabania, positively touched the priest's chest and created a false heart. But it doesn't feel like it worked. The man's heart is empty. It doesn't react. Suddenly, explosive impact rattles him. The 3 black keys slam Assassin into a tree and nail his cloak to it. He's astonished for 2 reasons. First, the black keys have stopped him from moving. And second... Impossible. Why aren't you dead, Kire? The priest's coat flutters. He jumps. It's a comically high jump like a human cannonball. He stored his strength until he let it all out, performing a superhuman feat that instantly reduced 10 meters to 0. High above the lush trees, his hand closes around the head of Zaukin Mato, who had been enjoying the would-be execution. Assassin, what are you doing? That much is obvious. His bodyguard has been pinned to a tree by the 3 black keys. While they only inflicted flesh wounds on Assassin, the blessed stakes also make it impossible for him to rescue the old man. I kill, I give life. I harm and I heal. None shall escape my reach. None are beyond my sight. Why did he challenge an enemy he knows he can't beat? Was this his objective from the beginning? Damn you, damn you, damn you! Be silent. You'll bite off your tongue. The priest takes hold of the old man's head and slams it into the ground. Be crushed to pieces. I welcome the defeated and the old. Yield to me. Learn from me. Obey me. Take succor. Do not forget to sing. Do not forget to pray. Do not forget me. I am light, and I shall make you forget all your burdens. He is merciless. Kutamene slams the old mage's body into the ground, crushing his bones. Then he smashes his skull against a wall. You would kill me. Fine, do as you please. But what will it change? Do you think your wish will be granted? Make no pretenses. Let there be vengeance and forgiveness, betrayal and trust, despair and hope, darkness and light, death and life. He walks, marking the wall with a trail of the old man's blood. What a hopeless man you are. You still seek human blessings? I thought you understood such things will never come to you. Kutamene grinds a mural of flesh and blood into the wall. All that is left of the old mage's body is his head. Bit by bit, it is filed away. Less than half of his head remains intact. As his brains are squished into paste, the old mage cackles one last time. Seek succor in my hands. Let your sins be anointed and marked. In death you shall gain eternal life. Here lies forgiveness. To give to myself given flesh, I swear thus. Yes, there'll be no eternity for you. Oh, Kira, you were flawed from the moment you were born. Go on and play spectator while you fail to melt into the logic of the world. Lord, have mercy on this soul. So Zauken knows about Kiri's past, but he doesn't know about what happened in the Fourth War indeed. The cackling fades. A weight and shape imperceptible to the human eye fades into nothingness. Baptism rites. The church fixed its scriptures, the words of their god, into a system. Within that magecraft foundation, baptism rites are said to be the most powerful tool against spirits. When souls are cut off from their bodies, becoming lost and crazed, these keys of providence return them to the void. The 500-year-old mage's flawed convictions are sublimated in a final act of mercy. And thus Zauken is purified by the light. Time is stopped. No. I don't want this berserker. Elias screams a plea, but the giant does not know who she is. It swings its great sword down at her. I run. I was thrown about 10 meters, but I can cross that in an instant. I know I'll make it if I run. In the span of a single breath, a narcotic blood propellant will propel my body like a jet stream, and my thoughts will blaze like lightning. I take a step forward. My body feels light. I can feel time stop. I can make it. I know I'll make it, but once I do... The black key had no effect. I had no effect. That's why I rummage through my armory, searching for something to make. Something that can beat him. Something that's strong enough to stop him here. How obvious. It can only be the great sword he's holding. I blocked it. I projected a weapon as if it comes naturally to me, and take the giant's axe sword head on. It's cracked. Fissures form in the axe sword I projected. At the same time, okay, Shiro, if you want to work on your battle cries, you definitely need to work on it. That was very, very weak battle cry, you know. It sounded like a whimper, to be honest. The feedback from us using something I shouldn't have nearly kills me. I'm thrown through the air. The axe sword shatters against the giant's second attack, and my body tumbles along the ground like a piece of trash. Fading. My mind is fading. I can't think. I try to collect my scattered self, but I can't think. My left arm revolts against me. My blood overflows. The mere act of projection, even though my left arm is still bound, has my IQ, and I feel an awful chill that tells me there's no going back. The terrible premonition will turn out to be true. The first thing I'll lose will be the most precious to me. I mean, half of his IQ? That's not much, really. Yeah, and it's not even a lot that he's losing. I mean, we kind of established Shiro Emi as an idiot, so... You know. Hey, Janice, welcome to the stream. Happy things. Nothing wrong with oversleeping every now and then. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. You came in just in time to hear Shiro think he lost half of his IQ. A tempest rages around me. I'm bathed in blinding light. I can't see. I can't find it. I've lost sight of it amidst the pain. I'm looking for it, but I can't find it. My ego becomes a grain of sand in the desert, never to be found by anyone ever again. And I'm thirsty. Snap out of it. You need to find yourself. Ilya's here. I'm on the ground. The dark giant is about 10 meters away. Its red eyes dazzle as if searching for my thrown body. I return to my senses. This is no time to be taking a dirt nap. My body can still move. My only injuries are scratches from the tree branches. I'm only lightly bleeding. But my lungs feel tight. I gasp for air, trying to oxygenate my exhausted body. That's all. What's more important are my insides. I don't want to know what they look like, but I can still fight. We're falling back. I grab Ilya's hand and start running. Even if I'm not injured, I still need to catch my breath. I need to at least get out of his reach for a minute so that I can compose myself. However... Why did you do that, Shiro? Do you know what's happening to you? Ilya resists my pull. Hey, 25 stream streak. Congrats, Janice. Congrats. Something's wrong. Berserker's behind Ilya, trying to pinpoint where we are. I can't think straight due to the lack of oxygen, and I can't figure out why Ilya asked me that question. Sorry, but that's enough. You don't have to do this anymore, Shiro. Just escape on your own. Ilya looks gloomy. My head won't work, so I just get angry instead. Damn it, don't throw a tantrum right now. Come on, Ilya, this isn't the time. I pull Ilya's arm. She's so small, but she's trying to help me. It feels so terribly precious. Wait, what are you doing, Shiro? I said that's enough. You can still make it if you go by yourself. She hammers her little fists on my head. I ignore it. Shut up. If I could do that, I would never come here in the first place. I hug Ilya tight. Her eyes ask me why. What a dumb question. It doesn't matter why. Do I need a reason? I just want to protect you. Big Brother's supposed to protect his sister, alright? Excuse me? That's stupid. I'm not even your little sister. Doesn't matter. You called me Big Brother once, so I'm your Big Brother now. Even if we're not related by blood, you're still my sister, Ilya. The dark giant turns this way. Run. He's coming. I can think later. Right now I need to put as much distance between us as possible. It's a little strange. Exactly, J6. Exactly. The speed at which Shiro Emiya runs with Ilya and Toast far surpasses what she knows he's physically capable of. They come into a familiar clearing. The choking, ragged breathing belongs to Ilya. I don't feel out of breath at all. Maybe my body's gone numb. It feels hard because I lack oxygen, but it's like I'm not even breathing. Like I'm a dead man. My heart's been on a complete strike for a while now. I'm okay. I can still run. Ilya's fingers feel scarily hot as they grip mine. She's never had the physical strength to keep running like this. Her creators never thought she'd have to engage in physical exercise like the other humans while they were designing her. Yeah, he kind of is. I mean, it's pretty much confirmed at this point that Shiro Emiya is sexist. Like, through all of the VN, it's kind of been confirmed. I have a headache. Knowledge I don't know is entering my brain. Hey, Infinity Lord, welcome to the stream. Happy things. They're distractions. We need to get away from here. The giant is closing in on us, even though its intellect and senses are sealed. For a while it seemed to go in the wrong direction, but I don't like how fast it's getting. My legs are shaking, and I calmly judge that I won't be able to move more than 10 more meters. Ilya can't run anymore either. We could try to hide, but there's no cover around here to conceal us. Naturally, it wouldn't do a lick of good to hide from a berserker that can't see to begin with. I've got it. We can count one small blessing. There's a crevasse in this clearing that widens into a ditch. 3 weeks. Damn, that's nice. My winter break does not start until Wednesday, and it's only for a week. That's college for you, though. That's college for you. It's a scar that savors noble phantasm left on the ground. This way, Ilya. I take Ilya and jump into the ditch. The trench is easily wide enough for 2. I rest my back against the bare earth. I look up at the sky, catching my breath. The sky looks small and cut off from us. It's like we're underground. Nice, Viper. Very nice. I take deep breaths. I use this short pause to rest and calm my frayed mind. But our repose only lasts for a moment. The giant won't lose us. No matter where we run, it'll track us down, capture us, and slaughter us. The girl next to me is curled up, trying to keep her voice down. Ilya stifles her voice and hugs herself, trying not to burden me. We're at the end of the line. We can't run anymore, and I can't keep it in check. I look at the red shroud around my left arm. Our one way out has been waiting for me to unlock it. Going to have a choice, or no? I'll die. Hutamene said that it's a fuse on a time bomb. I'm reminded of my earlier pain. A single projection almost shattered me. I can't imagine how agonizing it would be once I unwrap this arm. The trigger is always in my mind. If I reach for the shroud, it's no different from pulling the muzzle of a gun in my mouth and pulling the trigger. The hammer will fall if I unwrap the shroud. My brains will be blown out the back of my skull and everything will end. Make up your damn mind. I've always known the answer. I'll bring Ilya back and save Sakura. I know what that means. I'll keep protecting Ilya, defeat that alien shadow, and tear Sakura away from it. That's the impossible miracle I've wished for. Even now, I desire that outcome with every fiber of my being. I know it's a dream, an ideal that will never come true, but I've never considered giving up on it. So I have to go. I'll save Sakura and help Ilya. I can't do it. Sakura's dying, her path contains nothing but destruction. Someone told me it would take a miracle to save her. That's right. Salvation that humans can't achieve. To acquire a miracle that you can't achieve on your own, you have to pay an appropriate price. You can't protect yourself while saving someone else. What if the only way to rescue Sakura from her path to ruin is to have someone else trade places with her? The earth trembles. A living tempest is charging toward us. I'm going out there. Is it alright if I take him down, Ilya? Huh? She's realized I'm holding my left arm with my right hand. No, you can't do that. There's no going back once you use Archer's arm. You'll die. No, you'll get killed before that. You haven't done anything wrong, Shiro, so you don't have to do this to yourself. I'll deal with it somehow. Even if it feels like I'm gonna die, don't worry, Ilya. But one correction. I have done something terrible. Huh? Shiro? Anyway, I'm going. Wait here for me. With my right hand, I give Ilya a light pat on the head and walk along the trench. I leave Ilya. I'll lure Berserker away and fight him head-on. I need to make sure we're far enough away that Ilya doesn't get involved. He's here. I touch the knot securing the holy shroud to my left shoulder. It's tied tightly around my wrist, so I have to undo it from the shoulder. Once it's untied, I can tear the rest of it off. When I do, the pain I feel will be a dozen times worse than anything I've experienced so far. Kotomene called it the fuse on a time bomb. I'll ignite it once I take off the shroud. I don't know if it'll explode 1 minute later or 1 day later, but I'm certain there's no putting out the flame once it's lit. My tongue is dry. I can't shake off the fear even though I know what's coming. I'm so nervous I want to scream. I wonder if I'll stay sane. I'm utterly terrified of myself. It's only natural that I'll die. My being here makes that a foregone conclusion. But if I'm gonna be killed anyway, then I want to keep living as long as I can. So there's only one thing I'm afraid of. I hope my mind won't break before my body does. Will I withstand the pain? Will I forget who I am, who Ilya is before the fight even starts? Will I even forget my vow to protect her? That's what I'm afraid of. More than anything else, that's why I've kept this sealed away. I told myself I'd never use this arm, even if my life was in danger. What's happened to Berserker could happen to me, too. I might give in to the pain, lose my mind, and turn into something like that. I'll always be afraid of that as long as I have this left arm. It's the embodiment of the nightmares where I'm killed. And yet, if I know that, then why am I still here? Don't worry about that. As I think that, there's only one reason I'm still here. He wanted me to live until it was time to use the arm. He knew I'd need it, so he entrusted it to me. He said that I would judge myself. Ilya said I've done nothing wrong. Yeah, and that's enough. I'll redeem myself here. I betrayed myself and sacrificed so many lives. But there's still something I won't compromise on, and I'll keep living for it. I channel my strength into my red punishment. Will I live or will I die? I take a deep breath, bracing myself for what's to come, and tear the shroud. Epilepsy warning! In an instant, the world falls apart. Are music notes gonna appear on these lines? Despair howls. The gust exceeds 100 meters per second. I'm being battered by a tempest that no person, no living thing could possibly survive in. It isn't even wind anymore. The air pressure is a steel storm crushing my body. Lots of empty lines. It's not the chant. It smashes my eyeballs. It crushes me into a wall. I can't move a finger, much less lift my arms. My blood flows backwards. My mind is bleached clean. There's no pain. The concept of feeling and enduring pain is far too human. I want to get off the epilepsy screen. I melt. I can't even cry out in defiance. I have nothing. No way to resist. I need to move forward, but I can't even lift a finger. I melt into the white. My body and mind crumble into senselessness. Forward. Why am I here? Still forward. What did I become like this for? Beyond. What am I fighting for? Go forward past this wind. It's still there! I vanish. My mind held on even after my body failed long ago, but now it disappears. I can't hold it together. It's getting worse! I can't move no matter how hard I try. I can't hang on no matter how determined I am. I try to focus every fiber of my being into clenching my right hand. If I can do that, then I can plant my feet. If I can move any part of my body, I'll use that as a foothold to move forward. I can't move my fingers, much less make a fist. That's a little better! My left eye is pulverized. The howling wind punctured my eardrums. God, I hope not. My consciousness and sight are fading. Amidst it all, I can see an impossible vision. The epilepsy's done! Woo! He's standing. Oh. Yeah, that is actually a good point. I am going to need to make an epilepsy warning. It was like 2:04, roughly, around there. That is actually an excellent point there. He's standing. He's standing in the middle of this wind. He's trying to make it to the other side. Like it's the natural thing to do. He walks through the steel wind, scarlet cloak fluttering. That, or I could just completely black out the screen. As has been evident from my recent shorts, some of them at least, I have figured out how to layer my videos on top of one another. So I can just, like, try and put a black screen in over the, visual, so the audio still keeps going. That's the current thought I've got in mind. I clench my jaw. I hear my teeth grinding. Exactly. I do not want a Porygon incident. My right hand has been balled into a fist all this time. And it's back! The Red Knight does not look at me. He turns slightly, revealing a grim face. He doesn't care that I'm about to be swallowed by the wind. So 204 and 210 roughly. He foresaw this outcome. Shiro Emiya cannot defy this wind. He's known all along that there's no future for a man who betrays himself and clings to his wishes he can't handle. His words are correct. Someday I'll be judged for my accumulated debts. And yet his back says... Can you keep up with me? I mean, if you're being that gassy, Archer, I kind of doubt it. With contempt. With faith. He's waiting for me to arrive. I'm not the one keeping up with you. My vision burns. Heat bursts into my senseless body. I cut through the wind with my limbs as if I'm swinging great swords. You're the one who needs to keep up with me. With all my strength, I charge past his red back. Here's a good OST. I step onto the earth. The wind has gone still. The dark giant is 30 meters away. He can reach me in less than 3 seconds. That's why I'll finish this in 3 seconds. Shiro, you should not be bragging about finishing things in 3 seconds, man. Just saying, like, that's gonna leave a lot of dissatisfaction. My mind is razor sharp. I know my own fighting strength. The projection of matter, leveraging principles of creation, fundamental points, structural materials, manufacturing techniques, host experience, and accumulated time. A reality marble that overlays the map of the world imprinted in my soul onto the world. A manifestation of my mental world according to the Magecraft theory of the world egg. I inherit Archer's accumulated skills, experience, and physical strength. Correction. I failed to load his physique. I'll still die if Berserker slashes me. I cannot use his reality marble. Unlimited blade works. Archer's inner world is different from mine. I can't recreate it. All I can replicate are the noble phantasms he's recorded and the things which Shiro Emiya has personally learned. If I decide to draw a noble phantasm from my left arm, it'll search Unlimited Blade Works for the most appropriate weapon to my purpose and replicate it. I mean, fair enough, Viper. Be warned, however. Projection is a double-edged sword. If I use it even once, I hold my breath and cram all of my magical energy into my left arm. I just need a weapon that I can use. I'm well aware of the risks. Further ahead. I'll go past the wind and strike myself down. You know, props to them. It's hard to tell, but the arm is a different shade from his normal skin color. Like, turn my mouse back on for this. Like, you can see the definite shift in skin tone between these 2 points. So props to them for actually going with that. I stare at him. I take in every millimeter of his great sword. I spread my left hand and take hold of an imaginary weapon that has yet to appear. It's incredibly massive. Shiro Emiya cannot handle this sword, but this left arm can replicate the enemy's monstrous strength. And it's even more apparent now! They could have had it be a shading thing with that lighting, but no, they went that far. And again, that arm looks so freaking gangly. I'm sorry. That arm looks gangly compared to his normal arm. Like, something breaks. A part of my chest shatters with a metallic sound. My skeleton buckles under the flow of magical energy. It's pathetic, like an apple peel. I know, but it's hilarious. Also, his fingers shifted to Archer's skin color now. Like, in every other scene, when you see his fingers uncovered, it is his normal skin tone, but now that most of the arm is uncovered, his fingers have turned to Archer's skin tone. I'm beyond worrying. The arm will make up for my broken parts. I devote my undivided attention to killing my enemy. He's noticed. His bloodlust focuses on me. The dark giant senses my magecraft as an hostile act, and his eyes move. They're like black, ominous stars. The giant roars a death cry and storms in to slaughter his enemy. Berserker. In his rage, the giant hasn't charged. He's still trapped in his battle with Saber. Blind, insane, and rotting, he dies a second death while still fighting to protect Ilya. 1 second. Sheer grip strength, man. Sheer grip strength. The charging giant won't stop at one attack, and normal projections won't save me. My traced projection won't work on him. I can't defeat this giant unless I project something beyond my limits. So I load projection. I visualize 9 blows. I duck the first swing, activating all 27 latent magic circuits in my body. 2 seconds. He's in front of me. The great sword comes down. This is okay, I'm sorry. This is a excellent CG here. Like, take the words away, and this would be an excellent CG. Air pressure viciously whips me. I step in to meet the assault. My aim focuses on 8 vital points. Omni-process projection complete. 9 live blade works. Now I shoot 100 heads. And I surpass his sonic speed with godlike swiftness of my own. False 9 lives indeed. He won't go down. Berserker's still standing even after being ravaged by his own weapon. I take another step forward. My left hand holds a giant sword. I'm faster. Berserker's dying without 8/10 of his body. I can finish him first. I lift the sword to chest height and drive it in like a spear. True. But I lost. My initiative didn't matter. I used every drop of the rule-breaking power I was given, and I still lost. Berserker's attack comes swinging down. It kicks up a tempest that buffets me. I twist my body. Evading with all my might, I saw the attack coming. I can dodge this. Berserker's slash will only graze my temple. I'm sorry, Shiro. A blade that big with a blow that strong just grazing your temple, that is not dodging. That is getting half of your body blown to smithereens. But even that would be lethal. He only needs to graze me by a few millimeters to kill me. A direct blow would be literally earth-shattering. A close shave by a sword split would split my head like tofu. The great sword swoops in. My vision freezes the instant my head is about to be taken off. But his great sword swung with menacing drive, halts with equally frightening abruptness. Huh? The executioner's axe stops short of my neck. The dark giant is looking at something in front of him. Not at me. His mindless eyes are staring at a pale girl, peeking out of the trench. I pierce him. I don't miss the opportunity to mercilessly drive my sword through Berserker's heart. He doesn't fight back. This time, the giant's remaining life crumbles to dust. In those final moments, his fading red eyes urge me to protect her. Unwrapped the Holy Shroud and fought Berserker. Achievement get. The battle only lasted a moment. It really was finished in the span of a single breath. With trembling lips, the boy told the girl that he was leaving. He took the red bindings in his hand and left her side, swallowing his fatigue and his worry. She came out of the ditch to stop him. For an instant, she watched his back shrink into the distance, unsure what to say or if she should stop him, until she couldn't take it and came out after him. Less than 10 seconds had passed. The brief hesitation decided the outcome of the duel. She emerges from the trench. The battle was already over. Her giant protector looked at her as he disappeared. A breeze enters the clearing as if to announce the end of the fight. Now his arm isn't lanky as hell. All she can see is the boy's back. The battle is over. The arm is no longer a heroic spirit's arm. The boy challenged death with his own power and won. She keeps watch over him. From behind, it seems as if he'll never look at her again. Freed of the holy shroud, the victorious boy looks so gallant. He won't show any more doubt. The moment he tore off the shroud and created that projection, he cast off all distractions. She watches him gloomily from behind. The boy has become someone else. Something else. He has chosen a foolish but noble conclusion, and there is no going back. I restart my frozen lungs. My left arm feels hot and my entire body aches. An electric eel coils its way through my body. I can't possibly stand. Hurry. I need to hurry and wrap my arm in the shroud again. I'll hit the time limit unless I escape this pain. But I can't seal it back up quite yet. I can rest and put down this arm. Once I defeat her. I face Saber. I swallow my pain and steel myself for another fight. Saber slowly approaches as if she'd always intended to tag in for the defeated giant. She stops. She's 7 meters away, close enough for her to close the gap and strike in one breath. I don't recall this from the movie, but it's been becoming very apparent I'm not recalling a lot from the movie. I face her head on. I'm gonna die. I can't move after fighting Berserker. I won't be able to avoid being cut in two when Saber rushes me. And that's not all. I won't even be able to beat her, even if I was at my best. No matter what I do, I can't project anything stronger than Saber's noble phantasm. So this outcome is certain. The only person who could defeat Saber is someone with a noble phantasm rivaling hers. But that's a contradiction. In sheer offensive power, Saber has the ultimate noble phantasm. Well, there might be heroic spirits with stronger weapons than our sacred sword, but they're not in this Holy Grail war. Right now, only Saber's sword can defeat her. So it's a contradiction. In this situation, Saber is the strongest servant. The last time I saw Sakura, she had an inconceivable amount of magical energy. Even Sakura wouldn't be able to defeat Saber. Unlike when I was her master, Saber now has adequate energy source. She's effectively invincible. How futile. I warned you that you cannot save Sakura, and this is what you do? Saber's voice is stone cold. That's the signal. She comes to cut me down without a shred of hesitation or mercy. So what? I can't let her kill me here. I can't lose even if I'm fighting Saber. I might not be able to beat her, but I can at least take Ilya and get away. Consider yourselves lucky. I no longer need to bother with someone who will eventually kill himself. Sakura calls for me. Huh? Saber turns her back on me and starts heading deep into the forest. No, not luck. You defeated Berserker and survived through your own efforts. Your determination brought about this outcome. Saber leaves without turning back. I can't stop her. She's the enemy. Whatever her reasons, I can only be grateful that she let us go. I'm wounded from head to toe. I can't afford to risk an enemy to stay. I bite back the pain and turn in the opposite direction as Saber fades into the distance. I need to take Ilya and leave this forest. Saber isn't our only enemy. We might have gotten away from Sakura in the shadow, but Zaukin is still a threat. As long as he's around. I know what's happening to my body. I know what will happen. I have 3 projections left. No, even one would be risky if I want to stay in one piece. I can't face Zaukin, an assassin, in this condition. There is no point if my body tears itself apart right after I win. I need to keep my promise to Tosaka and save myself for that final effort. I might not be able to fight anymore, but there's still hope. I hear Ilya's voice. Yeah, we should get out of the forest as soon as we can. If Sakura changes her mind, we won't have another chance. True enough, J6. True enough. I can't look at Ilya. My heartbeat drums a cacophony that's bouncing around inside my skull. Yeah. Too much archer farts, indeed. Interlude. Is it going to Kotomine or Sakura? Kotomine. Purification by holy word. The priest's exorcism dispersed Mato Zaukin's spiritual body. Only 2 men are left in the clearing. Kirei Kotomine leans against a wall, bloody and battered, his robe stained red. Assassin is pinned to the tree by black keys. You completely erased my Lord Mage, Executor. Did you know he was a swarm of insects? He turns to face the voice. Assassin is gone. Only a bloodstain and black keys remain embedded in the tree. He and I go back a ways. I knew that he was a spirit who used insects to interact with the world. Physical energy is ineffective. The only way to kill him would be to crush every trace of his body. So you attacked his spiritual body instead. He was quite attached to his mortality, but it made him vulnerable to the words of Scripture. So that is why they call you an exorcist. You are Zaukin Mato's natural enemy. The priest doesn't answer. He checks his injuries. His bleeding has stopped. He lost his weapons, but he isn't critically wounded. A few minutes rest should be enough to recover his strength. What will you do now, Assassin? Your master is gone. Even my prayers would prove effective against you, without his magical energy to support you. Indeed, my body will soon fade away unless I find a replacement, Master. I'm a little different from those spirits wandering these woods. In less than a day, I will regress into a lesser spirit and disappear from this world. That's right, even an executor like myself can harm a masterless servant. So now will you avenge your fallen lord? I'm not that impulsive. Lord Mage was defeated by his own arrogance. It was no failure of mine. Kirei, are you about to contract Assassin? There are still some things which do not make sense to me. I must know more about them. You mean how Zabania failed? Your arm appears to be from the Shaitan, but since you graced it with the name of a fallen angel, it cannot affect me. As something that punishes humans, it cannot curse something of its own kind. I'm no longer a man, and my heart is extraordinarily resilient to curses. Kotomine, you just pulled half that explanation out of your ass, man. The truth of the matter is Kotomine got his heart destroyed in the last Grail War, and it was rebuilt by the Grail. So, that's why it's not affecting him. He does not have an actual heart. He is heartless. I knew it. Your heart is just like that girl's. Have you already been tainted? The priest doesn't answer. His lips only curl in a sardonic smile. How did you know? You would have only acted that way if you knew my arm would not affect you. Did you intend to make me use my noble phantasm from the start? Yes, I knew about your arm already, Assassin. It is a cursed arm which creates an identical image of your target's heart and swaps it for the real heart by treating it as a mere existence. It is what killed my servant. Then you... Yes, I was watching until his final moments. So of course I knew. Your loss was decided the moment you killed Lancer. What a failure. Assassin clicks his tongue with loathing. He dismisses bloodlust. Disappointed, he leaves. The priest's response seems to have satisfied his curiosity. Go look for a new contractor, I see. He'll most likely serve Sakura Mato next. The priest has no problem with that. As long as Zaukin doesn't kill Sakura, he doesn't care. Zaukin wishes for immortality. Obtaining Sakura's body will satisfy that desire. As long as the old man is alive, the curse gestating within the Holy Grail will never be born. It would be meaningless to have Sakura become an insect's vessel after she has grown this much. He needs her to keep being a master, because there will be no eternity for you. You are flawed from the moment you were born. He feels slightly dizzy when he stands up. He must be exhausted. The priest leans against a wall and sleepily closes his eyes for a time. It happened 10 years ago. Flawed from the moment you were born, the man tried many things after he realized this truth. In his youth, he did not understand morals, but he did possess common sense. He attempted to overcome this flaw, but it was not to be. His pain and struggles ended in failure. His last effort was a woman. It was a simple tale. Any human dreams of loving someone of the opposite sex, having a family, and dying a peaceful death. No one spurns that peace or fails to dream of it. He was no exception. Even if it didn't appeal to him at all, he decided it would be nice to have, and he loved a woman to obtain some measure of human happiness. He chose a woman with no future. She was ill, with only years left to live. Did he choose her because of that, or because he had no other choice? Even now, he's not sure why. They spent about 2 years together. The man tried to love the woman. The woman did her best to love him back, and she gave him a child. But the outcome did not change. The man found happiness in his woman's suffering and his child's despair. The more he tried to love her, the more she suffered. To him, it was the only saving grace of their bond. The contradiction did not bother him. He's not even sure if he suffered. But the more the woman tried to soothe him, the more he found himself wanting to see her grief. She was a saint. She was frail, but he would have called her a saint. It need not be said how profound her faith was and how well she understood his rage. That is why he nearly despaired. He would never again meet someone who understood him so well and tried to heal him, but even this woman could not fill the void within him. So there was no need to question his life any longer. He was born flawed. His birth was a mistake. He concluded that if he was a mistake, then he should disappear. He went to part ways with the woman before his death. He married her as an experiment, so he was obligated to let her know it was over. The woman loved him. He tried to love her too. That's all there was to it. The end came all too quickly. I could not love you, he told her in a room surrounded by stone walls. The woman smiled on her deathbed. Her body, all skin and bones, could not even stand anymore. No, you do love me. Then she smiled and ended her own life. He didn't try to stop her. There would have been no point in doing so. The woman had terminal illness. She would have died sooner or later. He knew that when he chose her. As her consciousness faded, the blood-soaked woman looked up at the man and laughed. See, you're crying, dear. Of course he didn't shed a single tear. He only looked that way to her. With her death, the woman proved to him that he could love someone, and that his life was worth living. He left the room without saying another word and abandoned the Lord's teachings. Yes, he did think it was sad, but not because she died. In that moment, he thought, what a shame. If she was going to die anyway, I wish I could have killed her myself. He didn't mourn her death, but lamented the fact that he couldn't enjoy it. It happened a long time ago. He can't remember her face anymore, never mind her voice. But sometimes he thinks, I wish I could have killed her myself. Would that have brought him joy? Or was it because he loved her that he was sorry he couldn't kill her? He would sever that train of thought whenever he found himself dwelling on it. That question should be left to eternity. The woman's death was meaningless, because her devotion failed to change him. But he did not want it to be worthless. He would never try to answer that question. It happened a long, long time ago. It was the memory of a man nourished by the misfortune of others who found fulfillment in the world's corruption. After that, the man met his arch-nemesis, Kiritsugu Emiya, a mage who chose to invalidate everything the man might have wanted for himself. I mean, we don't know what happened. Truly speaking, I only know what his daughter's name is. But, yeah, I know his daughter plays a part in Hollow Ataraxia. So, no spoiling. Because I have not played Hollow Ataraxia yet. Obviously. Nor do I know anything about it other than that it is involving his daughter. As well as Bazette. Excuse me. The priest opens his eyes. It seems he was asleep for a while. After confirming that his strength was returned, he begins walking to catch up to Shiro Emiya. You're not going anywhere. No, you're going to die. Right here. A girl blocks his path. Hey, Dark Sakura is here. We didn't see the transformation, though. She is completely changed. She's clothed in her own shadow. Her dark magical energy cloaks her like a part of her own body. The sheer amount of her magical energy and existence are no longer than that of a human's. Her spiritual caliber has now reached the level of a pure heroic spirit, a counter-guardian. You've been completely corrupted, Sakuramato. Not just in body, you could not have transformed this much without adapting your mind to the curse. So you've accepted that you're a monster now. The priest denounces her even though he wished for it. He scolds her for becoming drunk on her own power. Hey, that smirk that Kama makes a lot. And what's wrong with that? But I didn't have any other choice, you know. Maybe I could have held out a little longer if people had been nicer to me. Oh, held out against what? Myself. Father. I finally accepted that I hate the world. The Tosaka family who abandoned me. My sister who's different from me in every way, living a free life. My scary grandfather and pitiful brother. This whole town that doesn't know my suffering. I can't forgive any of them. I know I'm just taking my anger out on them, but I can't help but imagine this, even though I know it's wrong. Yes, I wonder what faces they'll make when I teach everyone who's never helped me what it's like to be me. The girl smiles in grim delight. The priest is unaffected. He looks at the girl like something dirty. You've changed, Sakuramato. I see. Your nature was suited to darkness. Yes, I've changed. I'm not the old Sakuramato anymore. That weak girl is gone. Are you about to get her rendition of Let It Go? Everyone's always made me suffer. I'm just making them feel the same way. The girl who used to put up with everything is gone. I almost wonder if you could remix Let It Go to suit Sakura's story. She giggles. Multiple personalities. Sakuramato is gone, replaced by a separate personality that was sleeping within. It's the only explanation for her wildly different, charming attitude. But, what do you mean? There's no need to hide it, Sakuramato. The priest denies her with a blunt sentence. What do you... I said you don't need to hide it. You do not need to have a separate personality. You become drunk on violence since the mud swallowed you, but you're still the same, Sakuramato. There's no need to invent a second personality as an excuse to show you did nothing wrong. The girl's face stiffens. Hey, that's a Rin pose! Is it true? The blackened girl grits her teeth and glares back at the priest. What are you? You're the one who did this to me! Her shadows writhe in concert with her loathing. They erode everything around her like a blaze. The speed with which her shadow covered the ground is nothing like before. I won't deny it allowed you to live so that you could become its master. You've splendidly lived up to my expectations, and now you're trying to give birth to Avenger. You've easily achieved something that I could not. It wasn't easy. You have no idea how much I've suffered, how much it hurts even now. I don't know, nor do I need to know. I'm not eccentric enough to listen to a little girl's whining. Alright. That's fine. I don't want you to know either. I won't let you have pity for me that easily, because from now on, I'm the one who's going to show everyone else. A cruel smile plays across her lips. The priest doesn't hesitate to retreat. He moves with the same swiftness that caught Zauken in midair. He only takes one bound away. The girl is an amateur despite her enormous magical power. He can easily get away from someone who lacks experience in both combat and magecraft. Foolish man, do you really think you could run from me? She snickers. Instantly, the priest goes limp and tumbles to the ground. He tumbles down. Kiriko Tomene crumbles, spewing something red from his mouth. It doesn't stop. He keeps vomiting blood, and each time he tries to fill his lungs with air, he coughs more blood. How does it feel to have someone grab your heart? Your life's in the palm of my hand no matter where you go, you know. Father, you died 10 years ago. You died when Kiritsugu Emiya shot you through the heart. There's only one reason you've stuck around this long. You're his... who was he again? Some servant I ate earlier. Well, his name doesn't matter. That golden man bathed in the contents of the Holy Grail and connected to that thing. But he couldn't be corrupted, so it flowed into his master instead. That's how you came back to life. You escaped death because of Avenger. Because Angry Mango gave you some of its power. I see, and that was... Yes, You're connected to Angry Mango, but I'm Angry Mango now. So I crushed it for you. I destroyed the black heart that's been keeping you alive. If you want, I'll crush all your organs, too. My hands can rip out your insides no matter where you go. The girl raises a hand. Her gracious offer isn't sincere at all. She has no intention of letting the priest leave alive. She'll just laugh and kill him if he begs for his life. She'll take back the temporary life that sustained him. After all, it belongs to her. Even if the amount of magical energy he has is equivalent to a speck of dust in the corner of her bedroom, she doesn't need to let him have it. He did, you all cast off. Goodbye. I suppose I should thank you for saving my life before, Father. The girl's lovely fingers curl around an invisible doll. There's a squeezing noise. The priest on the ground is wrung out like a rag. Just one more twist. In less than a second, the priest will die completely. But just before that, the girl crumples to her knees. She's savaged by nausea and discomfort. She claws at the blackened ground as if pleading for help. It hurts. No, don't come in. The shadows expand. Something must have happened. The black robe covering her body suddenly blooms before returning to its original size. No way, Berserker actually lost. There can't be any other reason. Berserker was defeated. With his death, the pure magical energy of his soul flowed into the girl, the Holy Grail. Why? Out of curiosity, is it just because of the high connection to Sakura that Herc did not flow into the much closer Ilya? I do wonder if that's the case. Her mind twists. Her personality is pushed further to the edge. There shouldn't be any more room, but a massive soul is pressed against her wall. She'll disappear. She'll be gone for good. At this rate, Sakura Mato will disappear. Before that, she remembers she meant to kill the priest and looks up. She curses herself for being too slow to follow through. It's fine. He'll die even if I leave him. The ruins are empty now. All that remains on the spot where Kirei Kotomeni had been lying is his bloodified vestment. Interlude out. Yes, I'm going to probably stop at the 3-hour mark, just because I don't want to go for super long, because I do have some school stuff I need to do yet. And we're back to upbeat music. Why not? We reached the forest exit sooner than I imagined. It's probably because Ilya showed me the way. She owns these woods. Okay, thank you for shifting away from the upbeat music. When we go out to the highway, the car I arrived in is gone. We start walking in the direction of the town and decide to flag down a passing vehicle to take us the rest of the way. Okay, that is like the third music shift. Weird. Wounded and covered in mud, Ilya and I must look suspicious. We run in front of a passing car to get it to stop, then Ilya hypnotizes the surprised driver into taking us home. Wow. I never thought in my life that I'd hitchhike like a car hijacker. Maybe the music being all smashed up is like evidence of Shiro's fractured consciousness, maybe? Shiro, we're home. Let's go. Huh? We got home before I knew it. The sun is going down. At some point during the several hours it took to return from the forest, I must have dozed off. And now it's silent! The sun is set by the time I'm back in the living room. The clock reads 7 p.m. Something's wrong. Time is passing too quickly. It was barely sunset when I got into the house, but the moment I entered the living room, night has fallen. That's impossible. Isn't time passing too quickly? I talked to Ilya next to me. But Ilya isn't next to me. Ilya is... Dinner was delicious, Shiro. She's already in the living room, saying something odd. Dinner? Yeah, I was surprised when you said that we needed nutrition first, but it was a good idea. You worked hard in the kitchen. There are remains of a meal on the dining table. Enough used dishes for two. I calmly think it through and realize I feel full. Seems like I really did cook dinner. That's odd. Did I buy groceries ahead of time? No, you didn't. That's why you went down to the store and brought a lot back. Remember? I searched my memory. Oh well. Maybe that did happen. Alright, not sure why I said that. Anyway, dinner's over. Yeah, you just need to rest now, Shiro. Yeah, I should get some rest. I'm gonna go change in my room. I want to talk to you about something, so wait here a little bit longer. I'll be right back. Yeah, Shiro's experiencing one of the things that I fear most, which is just memories starting to disappear like that. Ilya nods. I apologize and leave the living room. Ilya knows, though. I find myself in my bedroom. The second I left the living room, I collapsed in my room. Music shift again! I'm awoken by stabbing pain. A sort of stabbing to the left side of my chest. That's the only way I can describe it. My chest is hot and numb. Feels like my life force is gushing out instead of blood. Of course I'm not literally being stabbed. That's just a hallucination. The part of my body that is closest to my left arm is rejecting the sense of wrongness coming from it. And that's when I realize it. The way time seems to pass too quickly. The disjointed images. They're all... Oh, it's not my sense of time that's weird. There's just something wrong with my memory. I'm not missing memories of my past, but I'm not making new records of my experiences. He's being David! Gosh, this is where the idea for David's whole, selective memory must come from. Bit by bit, I let time pass without focusing. I don't remember anything that happened during that time. No wonder I can't remember anything that happened since leaving the forest. If not for this pain, I'd have lost my mind by now. That's bad. I grab hold of my consciousness that seems to cut off whenever I relax. Unless I stay aware of myself and keep my mind in tight focus, Shiro Emiya will disappear. My memories of myself won't hold together unless I keep focus as keen as the stabbing pain in my chest. In other words, I need to maintain the same level of concentration I did when I tried to insert magic circuits into my spine at all times. True, Viper, very true. Uh-oh. I can't keep that up, even if I could. I don't know how long it'll keep working. Wait, how am I supposed to sleep? I'll never wake up if I sleep. If I fall asleep, I won't go back to being Shiro Emiya. My mind will be torn to pieces without a single wound on my physical body. I rise. I rummage through my desk. I need some kind of small blade. Something I can hide in my right hand and squeeze hard enough to cut myself. I can't constantly maintain a state of concentration like when I'm training. When it feels like the images are about to cut out, I'll make a fist and use the pain to ground myself. I don't have a blade, but this... I find the crystal I got a while ago on my desk. The night I became a master, I found this pendant lying next to me after Lancer killed me. I don't know how much magical energy it used to contain, but it doesn't have enough left to use my strengthening even once. Yeah, I could try and figure out who saved my life that night. They must be the owner of this pendant. We were the only ones on campus that night. I don't know why they saved me, but it was someone who didn't need a reason to help out a dying person. Oh, Shiro. Again, chills at this thought process of slowly losing your mind and memories. My consciousness is cutting out. I'll figure this out later. If I think of fun or happy things, I'll relax and pass out. I confirm my fighting strength. I've broken the seal on my left arm. The holy shroud is still wrapped around it, but all it does is take the edge off now. Kotomene told me that using Archer's arm would flip a switch. It's too late to do anything about it now. My body is still functional. The problem is with my brain. I can keep going as long as I don't sleep. As for projection, I can probably use Archer's blade works no more than 3 times. If it's just once, I can deal with it. Twice scares me a little, to be honest. And the third projection will be decisive. My mind might remain, but I have a feeling my body will self-destruct. I close my eyes and focus on my ears. I hear a hard, grinding noise next to my heartbeat. Something is invading my body from Archer's left arm. Each time I use Blade Works, I lose control of his reality marble and create unlimited Blade Works inside my body, instead of outside of it. I don't want to think about the consequences of that. I'm gonna get stabbed from the inside by 1,000 swords and die. Just kidding. I'm not gonna kill myself. Oh god, that's an excellent point, Janice. The situation is desperate. I've more or less accepted that. I just need to break out of these straits. I won't die and I won't kill myself. Sleeping and never waking up, that's just a cowardly delusion. In fact, I'm gonna actually check. Oh god. I can't even see the end of the day. Oh no. Oh no. At the end of this scene, I'm gonna cut it, then. I'll be saved. Once I do what I need to do and end all of this, I'll be saved. There's no point to it otherwise. I said I'd protect Sakura no matter what, so I can't go dying on my own. Yeah, I should contact Tosaka first. There's no time. I gotta hurry over to Tosaka's house. I wonder if Kotomene's safe, but now that I've rescued Ilya, he'll probably go back to his usual stance. I don't want this help, but I promised. It's past 9 o'clock. Meant to be right back, but it's been 2 hours. Okay. I'm taking the static as a scene cut. I'm gonna actually check. It was not a scene cut, but I'm still counting it. You know what? A 2-hour time jump is fine by me. So I'm going to call this here. I'm going to save. I'm going to overwrite this one here. And I'm going to call this here. Good gracious. It looks like it is not going to be an end of Christmas, or the day after Christmas, ending Heaven's Feel. Heaven's Feel is likely to continue into the new year. But if you do want to catch that, please be sure to follow me here on Twitch, or sub if you've got the spare cash, you know. We're 3 subs away from me doing an IRL cooking or exercise stream, you know. We'll find out which it'll be when the time comes, if the time comes. And if you are watching this on YouTube, please be sure to like the video, comment down below if you have anything to say, subscribe to the channel so it lets you know when new vids come out, as well as shows me some support. And if you want to catch me live, you can always check out the description down below where there are links to the Twitch and Discord, where you can follow or join to get some notifications for when I go live. Once more, thank you all so much for coming out. I hope you enjoyed. Have a fantastic evening, everybody. And don't worry, Viper and Janice, I will remember the epilepsy scenes. I've got them marked down here for my, you know, remembrance portions for when I compress this in like a month. I'm gonna probably have to compress this sooner than that.